Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America. No longer California, Los Angeles, to be pseudo-specific. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is Tuesday, October the 14th, 2025, and this right here is the Strictly Football program here on the New American Media. On this episode, we're going to take a look back at last week, NFL Week 6, and we're going to take a look ahead to next week. So let's buckle up, invite all your friends, jump in. We have a show for you today.
Hi, this is Ez'Ryel, and you're watching Unhappy Hour.
New American Media is proud to present a division of the Unhappy Hour sports show, Strictly Football.
It's the Unhappy Hour.
That is so fun, hearing that music. That's original Chris Engelman music there, just from the many jam sessions that we recorded over the years. Mikey and I were musicians, went from Ohio to California, and just kept recording music all over the place. And it's cool to hear, especially in the intro. Welcome, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm just trying to get the Strictly Football link up and over to my Telegram channels, and I'm doing good. So everything's great.
Excellent. We're going to talk about your Seahawks coming up. You've had a busy couple of weeks. Do you have anything on the docket in the next couple of weeks to tell people about?
Actually, yeah. I'm going to be doing a show here in Pahrump, the home of
Gesundheit.
Art Bell, just outside of town. It's going to be a free event, October 25th on Saturday. Come on out, and we'll let you know where it is and the details coming up in the future. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
My last speaking gig of the week, of the year rather, and this is a pretty good sports weekend for me, Brian. It couldn't get better. Friday night in that absolute torture game, the Mariners pull out. Amazing Game 5 win against the Tigers.
Good for you.
The Huskies, my football team, the Huskies win on Saturday. The Kraken win. The Seahawks win on Sunday, which we're going to talk about, and then the Mariners win on Sunday and Monday in Toronto, absolutely poleaxing the Blue Jays. So, does it get better than this sports-wise? I don't know, but it's been pretty good the last
Let me add one. Let me add one for you. Yeah, you're having a friggin' blast. Like in 2016, the Cavaliers won the championship in the Indians, or one inning away from winning the championship, and we ended up losing it to the Cubs in extra innings of Game 7 at home. There's kind of nothing like it. But here's how it gets a little bit better for you. Let's say the NBA announces that they're going to expand 2 more teams and they're going to bring back the Seattle Supersonics, because that's necessary.
No, I don't care. NBA is dead to me. The game is a joke. I mean, these guys can't play. They can't shoot. They can't dribble. Nobody can shoot a mid-range jump shot anymore. Defense is illegal. I mean,
okay.
It was so bad that NBA teams were winning, where there were playoff games that were like 66 64. I mean, you couldn't even score 100 points anymore, so they had to change the rules to basically make it illegal to play defense. Give me a break.
Jim Mitchell.
I can't stand the NBA anymore. It's not. I don't even know what.
But it would be cool for you. It would be cool for the city of Seattle, regardless.
I guess I don't care about the city of Seattle. I only care about my teams that I'm attached to. I went. Do you know?
So particular.
Well, but it's like I don't like the city, but I like the teams. They're my teams. I can't pick other teams.
Yeah, but Sean Kemp, Detlef Schrempf, like these guys. Gary Payton.
Those were great teams, but that was when the NBA was a great game, and it was a physical game, and you could play defense, and it was a completely different.
Well, the NFL has changed too. The NFL has changed a lot in 30 years.
It has, and it's gotten worse. Funny, I was just my chiropractor today, and this little old lady was going off about how Roger Goodell is the worst thing that ever happened to football. And I'm like, I can't disagree with anything you're saying, lady. But I wanted to say, I went to the first Seattle Mariners game ever in 1976. In the Kingdom. That
Ooh.
was on a Friday. I went, I believe Friday. I don't know. Doesn't matter. They lost 8-0. It was horrible, but it was baseball. After having gone to 2 Seattle Pilots games in 1969, they're now the Milwaukee Brewers. And then I went to the first game the Seattle Mariners ever won 3 days later, the third game of that series against California Angels. They won 3-2 when Alvin Davis scored from second base, considering he's one of the slowest human beings on the planet. That was amazing. So I have a pedigree and a history, and the thing I want is I want the Milwaukee Brewers, the former Seattle Pilots, in the World Series. I want them as the opponent for the Seattle Mariners so we can beat them and finally right a metaphysical wrong that was imposed in 1969.
Izzy, hold on. Izzy, you jumped in with a finger. He's got another finger back at you. What's your response to that, horse manure? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Mute, buddy.
I was gonna say it took you a quick second for you to get me on here, but Mike, I was gonna say, hey, congratulations on the 2 wins, but I mean the Dodgers are gonna get one more tonight, and it's gonna be Mariners and Dodgers, like I said. Hopefully,
Yeah,
that's gonna be a pretty darn good series.
it will be a good series, but I would rather play the Brewers just for the karmic metaphysical balance of it. Beating them would be amazing. Well, let's talk football.
Yeah.
Jigba is completely bored with the baseball talk. Look at him; he's sleeping. We put him to sleep. Sorry, Jim.
Jim, what was your favorite part of it, Jim? Playoffs. Playoffs. Talk about playoffs. It's hoping we win a game.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
Playoffs? I'm just trying to win a game.
Jim, did you have any highlights from this weekend, sports-wise, Seattle-wise, NFL-wise, Vegas-wise? I don't know. Did anything?
I'm gonna bring
any
up
attention to baseball?
something. I'm gonna bring up something to start with.
Okay.
No, we're not talking baseball. This isn't strictly cowhide here.
No,
all right?
we're talking
We got-
baseball.
there was-
From
there
Maine
were-
to San Diego, talking baseball. Mattingly and Canseco.
There were several teams 2 weeks ago that had lost, that we had discussed, that we consider good football teams, not necessarily great. The first one was the Rams. They had lost the week prior. They won and covered this week. The Seahawks had lost. They won and covered this week.
Strong
the
bounce
Chiefs
back.
lost prior. They won and covered this week. So good teams that lose the week before generally will bounce back from the embarrassment. So just keep that in mind this week.
Yeah, like you said, except
Right.
for the
Well,
Buffalo
the Bills
Bills.
the Bills were one that lost and they did not cover. The other one was the Eagles.
Well, let's
lost.
start with the Bills game, shall we? Falcons beat the Bills by 10. Falcons improved to 3-2 on the season. Bills fall to 4-2. Mike, were you surprised by this one?
Well, yeah, I was surprised. I mean, not really. It's funny. It's one of those games where about an hour before the game, I said to myself, I should have, if I had been available to bet, if I could have gone to a casino, I should have bet the Falcons because I had a feeling, what am I thinking? The Falcons are an up and down team. They're a mid-range team, but they're good enough they have enough good players. They're good enough to beat you if you're off your game. And I just felt like the Bills, even after losing at home, that they were off their game a little bit. They had some injuries. And I thought, I think Michael Penix is probably gonna have one of those spectacular games that he has. It really wasn't him, as it turned out. It was more like Bijan Robinson and Drake London. But they have really talented skill position players. And if Bijan isn't the fastest, best running back in the league, I don't know who is. I mean, set aside Derrick Henry for me. If I could trade, if I as a Seahawks fan could trade for any running back in the league, I'd want Bijan the way he played last night. So it was an upset we should have seen coming. At least I don't remember what Jim picked, but should have seen it coming because they were ripe. They were ripe for whatever reason last night.
Jim, any thoughts?
I was initially going to put this game on my parlay just as a hedge game in order to protect my ticket. I went real conservative this week as far as a parlay. I had the Broncos on the money line. I had the Chargers on the money line, and I had Steelers -5.5. Pittsburgh was the best bet on the board this week, statistically speaking. But I went ahead and cashed a three-teamer. The fact that I had two teams on the money line. No, I didn't get a lot on my money. It was a minimal bet, and I got 2.6 to 1 on my money, which is still better than losing your bet, and that's what would have happened if I would have, gotten greedy and went ahead and taken this game. The Bills looked good going into this. They were one of those teams that had lost. They lost 23-20 to the Patriots the week before. And I think they lost that game because they broke out those ugly helmets, with the silver bill on
Yeah, the
side.
white ones.
I don't know why they play those. That's the first time I've ever seen that uniform. But the Bills were 20-6 straight up after a loss, and they were 9-2 straight up versus the NFC going into this game. The redeeming factor, though, the Falcons play well Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night. They're 4-2 straight up. They're now 5-2 straight up in night games.
That's a trend.
So I laid off this game for that reason. I initially thought the Bills were going to win the game. I had them on my game picker. I went straight up. I'm probably in the basement. I was 9-6. You guys were both 10-5. I don't know what his was, but if I had if I had sucked it up and just went ahead and take the Oakland Raiders last week, I'd have been tied with you guys. But I was an idiot and took the Titans. And they no longer have a head coach.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, and I hope that we can hire
the Titans no longer
Callahan
have a
back
head coach.
for the offensive line. He used to be the Browns' offensive line coach when we did the best. Our offensive line has been a train wreck since he left.
By the way, Jim, those are the old Jack Kemp era.
Yeah, he won't be out of work.
Yeah, those are the old Jack Kemp era Bills uniforms. And why did they ever go away from the blue with the blue helmets? That was the best look they ever had. What are they doing? What the hell are these stupid ugly uniforms?
Marketing opportunities. Izzy, what did you take away from this one?
It was one of the 5 games I got correct this week, unfortunately.
I remember you picked this, and I'm like, why are you picking the Falcons?
I mean, they have like I say every week, they have the offensive tools.
They do.
But I mean, yeah. Besides that, it was a really good game. I mean, Bijan Robinson, he's going to be one of the best top 3 running backs for the next couple of years, up there with Jonathan Taylor and also Drake London. He's going to be pretty good. But yeah, I mean, a good game by Michael Penix, and the Bills, they just don't got big name guys out there. It's mainly just Josh Allen. So
yeah,
it's a good one for the Falcons.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's talk about the other game last night. How do you guys feel about having double games on Monday night?
Well, I'm liking the trend. I mean, Seahawks are going to be part of it next week. I like having more than one game, although it got super busy for me with baseball and 2 Monday night games.
Yes.
2 baseball games and 2 Monday night games. But if you're like Jim Mitchell, you don't care about baseball. It's good. It's good stuff. You just can flip back and forth.
Well, the Bears flipped back and forth and got a win. Look at that. 3-2. The Bears are kind of slowly turning into something, and the Commanders are still struggling at 3-3, Mike. I don't know. Thoughts?
I don't get the criticism of Caleb Williams. I mean, I had people on my Twitter feed at halftime. Caleb Williams is ass. They got to get rid of this guy. They're never going to win with him. And the guy has everything. I know the finger painting. I get it. But the guy except for the finger painting, the guy has everything you want in a quarterback, and he's competitive. He wants to win games. He cares. And you look at Kyler Murray, and I don't think Kyler Murray gives a flying fuck as long as he gets paid, whether his team wins or not. But Caleb Williams cares, and he has the physical tools that are just off the scale. And I like that about him. Now, does he occasionally, 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 or 5 times a game, hold the ball way too long and not get rid of it and take ridiculous sacks. Yes, he does, but you can coach that out of him. And I think he's gotten a lot better at that. And over the last few years, over the last 2 years, he's gotten a lot better at that. And I think that's going to get less and less. And I see a great ceiling for this guy. And last night he showed you why. He did what he had to do in the important part of the game. And with those receivers, wow, good for the Bears. I think they got a little something going here. They're just starting to feel it. And the new coach, what's his name? Help me. The guy from Detroit, Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson is coaching this guy up. And talent is unquestionable. Now we got a good coach. Watch out for the Bears in the next 3 or 4 years.
Jim Mitchell.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. I think the Bears played well last night. It was kind of like the Seahawks Buccaneers game last week. It was kind of like I'm watching the game. I'm thinking, okay, whoever has the ball last is going to win the game. And it's going back and forth. I still don't understand some of these timeouts at the end of the game the coaches are making, and there was a couple of weird timeouts last night at the end of this game. But the Bears going into this game 14-33 straight up and 5-23 straight up on the road. That's one reason why I laid off of this game. And Redskins 16-9 against the spread. Not impressive, but I thought the Bears played well enough to win the game, and they did.
They definitely got the win. They did play enough. Izzy, was it more that the Bears won it or more that Washington lost it?
Yeah. I didn't watch the game, but from a box score, I'm going to be a box score watcher. It seems like the Commanders lost it. They had 2 fumbles for losses, so that's going to come back and bite you in a close game like that.
So just stepping away from it objectively, like you can read the story without even watching the game. They were 2 competitive teams, but you screw up 2 times like that, passing the ball away.
Yeah, exactly. And like Mike said, Caleb Williams is a competitor.
Sorry, I talked over you. Say that again.
My bad. Yeah, I saw like Mike said, Caleb Williams is a competitor, and he's out there showing that he cares about the game more than other quarterbacks in this league. So that's a good thing.
Jaden Daniels too.
Yeah, Jaden. Yeah.
That's the thing that's just so overlooked, especially with quarterbacks, is you got to have a guy who wants to win the game. And Caleb does. I don't get the
I agree. I think Daniels and Caleb, I mean, they're more interested in watching game tape, at the end of the game instead of playing Call of Duty. All right? That's the difference.
Is that a sideways shot at Baker Mayfield, Jim?
A sneak diss of Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, yeah.
Well,
yeah, they need to just take
Baker.
Take his PlayStation 4 away from him, and he'll be all right.
That's one of the reasons why the Browns said they got rid of Baker Mayfield is they tracked his identity is on Steam on the gaming platform the week that they benched him as a backup, and he spent like 27 hours playing playing Call of Duty and shit, and not watching the game film, and then he had to go in the game.
I was going to say there's a statistic out when a new Call of Duty season drops for the video game, Kyler Murray tends to lose and play horrible that day because supposedly the 2 days before he's just up on the game all night.
You know what? I'm going to add that to the stats.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'll add that to the stats.
Hey, there's a new Call of Duty coming out soon, so.
Yeah, and if you were thinking of I can just see Jim, and if you were thinking of betting on the Cardinals this weekend, well, there's a new Call of Duty dropped on Wednesday, so don't expect a good game from Kyler Murray.
This is a fantastic segment. I love what we just did here. Are we breaking news? Or
nobody else does this? Mark Schlereth, stink. Eat your fucking heart out, pal.
All right, let's move off of this game and go to, man, I don't know. How about go to your team? How do you think? Let's do the Seahawks game, shall we?
Sure.
Mike, what did you think of what happened this week while I cue it up on the screen for you? Sorry.
Well, it was
Jaguars. There we go.
Yeah, as I kind of expected. I mean, I think we talked about this last Tuesday that a win on Monday, lose on Sunday. It's a trend in the NFL. It's definitely a statistical thing. Sam Darnold again had a great game. Threw the ball deep. Threw the ball all over the field to Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Good for him.
And again, the other thing that stood out, of course, was the front seven of the Seahawks. They created all kinds of pressure on Trevor Lawrence. I think he had a bunch of dropbacks, and they pressured him 18 or 19 times. They forced him into bad throws. They forced him into inaccurate throws. There was one play, and I hate to always go back and harp on Russell Wilson, but it was a pass up the left sideline. Guy was wide open. He put too much air under it, didn't time it right, didn't get it there. Should have been a completion. He overthrew the guy. And I'm like, a top tier quarterback cannot miss a receiver that open for 40 or 50 yards downfield. And Lawrence did. I felt like they kept him off balance. The Jaguars were listless. They got pushed around a little bit. They have a good defense. They were very good against the running game. My big criticism is, why do we keep giving the ball to Zach fucking Charbonnet? He had, I think, 17 carries. Walker only had 15 or less. Charbonnet averaged 2 yards a carry. Okay, he's only effective between the tackles in a power game. He shouldn't be out there. You should be giving Ken Walker a lot more carries. Ken Walker leaves the yards on the field. He's no Bijan Robinson, but I think that's a problem they're going to have to fix. You can't have this guy be a teacher's pet if he's just not getting the job done. And Charbonnet's not. But I thought what happened that was so exciting, Jim Mitchell, for me as a Seahawks fan, is I'm actually watching a team, the Seahawks, game plan. They actually fucking game plan for this game. Unlike Pete Carroll, they actually game plan. How are we going to cover for our weak secondary? And they did it by creating all kinds of different stunts and pressures up front. That's Mike McDonald. That's one thing he does that Pete never does. So those things all made me happy. We're 4-2. We're right in the thick of it, and who knows what's going to happen.
I wish the Cowboys could do the same.
Yeah.
Game plan for our weak secondary.
Yep.
If only. Jim Mitchell.
Yeah, the Seahawks had a tough game the week before. I mean, I'm not going to say by all rights they should have won that game against the Buccaneers, because that was like watching a tennis match. I mean, it was, whoever volleys over the net that or creates a fault, and they could have very easily won that game against the Buccaneers. They could have very easily lost that game against the Buccaneers, which they did. Mm-hmm. But this was one of the good teams in the NFL that bounced back the next week, because I'm not going to say they were embarrassed against the Buccaneers, but they played and they beat the Jaguars. I don't think the Jaguars lost that game. I think Seattle beat them. And going into this game, there's a vague statistic. The NFC is 18-9 straight up against the AFC so far this year. 18-9. So that's a 2-1 margin going into this game. So
do you expect that trend to continue, or is it just interesting so far?
It's it continued through these games that were played last week. Huh? So that is holding up, and I'll have that later.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. And you start at this point of the year, you start developing trends. You start figuring out what you have in a team, and you start to see, you can just step away from it a little bit and see the division, and you can see the AFC Central for what it is. And you're like, oh, okay. Didn't quite know it was this bad, but you get a little feel for it. This game was good for me because my Browns own the Jaguars pick, and this drops them to 4-2. We want that pick to be as high as possible. Kind of surprised Jacksonville was sitting there at 4-1. Yeah, as a fantasy football owner of both Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, I need to get more out of your running game, please. Jackson Smith-Njigba, Cooper Kupp catching touchdowns for Seattle. Brian Thomas Jr. finally giving us something, 8 catches, 90 yards, and Tim Patrick with another reception on the day. Izzy, any final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it's a good game by Sam Darnold. The Seahawks seem to figure out a way on defense to shut down Travis Etienne and Brian Thomas Jr. to their extent. And Jackson Smith-Njigba is one of the best wide receivers in the league at the moment. Great to have him on your team.
What a blessing. He's really blue. Is he year 2 or year 3 now?
Year 3, and
Year
he's one of the
3.
top 5. He's one of the top 5 receivers in the league.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Ohio State is cranking out wide
He gets
receivers.
deep. He had a 61-yarder. Don't tell me he doesn't go deep. Oh, he's a slot guy. Oh, he's a pattern guy. No, he
The-
goes deep.
Mhm.
His best
Everything.
attribute, Mike, is the fact that he can catch a pass at a full sprint.
Mhm.
You know, and he has that ability, and Darnold's got the arm to get it to him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Darnold,
there-
he has a first-round arm. That's for sure. His accuracy could be a little better, but 80% of the time he's right there.
I mean, so look, 6 games in, Mike. How are you feeling about the revamp? Well, you too, Jim, but getting the quarterback like you did. I mean, you're pretty happy, right?
Yeah.
You're totally done with Geno, but out of the other options that were available in your off season, you didn't really have a ton of options last year, right?
I felt like Darnold I didn't think he would be as good as he was last year. He's showing that he is every bit as good as he was last year. I thought he's a bridge quarterback to the next guy. We'll take Jalen Milroe this year. Maybe we'll take somebody else next year. We'll find the guy. Sam Darnold is showing me that he is the guy. And we got him for 3 years cheap. We had him at least for another year cheap. So, I'm happy as a clam. He's really played well.
Okay. Jim, where do you stand?
I just like we said beginning of the year, I think they're gonna end up winning the division, especially with Fred Warner going down with that ankle. They don't expect Fred Warner back for a while. The Santa Clara. So I think the Seahawks just took another step forward. And the Rams are in London this week against the Jaguars. The Jaguars' second home, in England. So I don't expect that to go well for the Rams either.
All right. By the way, Mike, if you can tweet Strictly Football, the betting trends list, and then
I did do that. Let me see. I will
maybe to the unhappy hour. We have so many pseudonyms.
I actually did tag Strictly Football in it, or I can share it myself. Take it.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I might have missed it there. Okay, let's talk about this one. Kansas City Chiefs. I picked this opposite. They've stabilized, fellas. This team is stabilized. It looks like, Mike. Unfortunately, Lions. I thought that they were going to have a much better shot in this. What kept them from getting closer here? Lost by 13.
The referees did.
Didn't they set a record with no penalties the entire game?
They played a perfect game. They didn't commit a single penalty, in spite of the fact there's people putting pictures and video clips of all kinds of holding, guys lined up offside. Not a single thing called by the refs against the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the bottom line. The league was not going to allow the GOAT, the guy that they want people to consider the GOAT, Patrick Mahomes, to fall to 2-4 and be pretty much eliminated from the playoffs. They were not going to allow that to happen. The call overturning the Lions touchdown to Jared Goff is the most egregious game fixing I've seen since Super Bowl 40. And there's no way that you can justify that call. Now they said, it was illegal motion. So here's what they did, Brian. Let's go back over what they did. The Lions run this trick play. They score a touchdown on 4th down. The referees then hold the game. They hold the game for 2, Jim, 3, 4 minutes while they discuss the play. They were not discussing the play. I don't care what the pool report says. We didn't talk to anybody in New York or at the commissioner's office. That is a fucking lie.
They have a direct line right into their earpiece. What are you talking about? Of course they do.
And what it was is they had to give New York enough time to find something wrong with the play that they could call a penalty on. It could not have been more obvious. It could not be more obvious game fixing. And then even then, holy shit, Brian, do you not want me to swear? Are you upset at me swearing, Brian?
No. I'm just making faces. I have lots of thoughts. I'm letting you finish your rant. It's just I hate the Chiefs so much. They fucked over the Browns. Helmet to helmet hit. It turns into a fumble through the end zone instead of our 7 points. We end up losing to this team.
Yeah. So let's go over what happened. What happened was they put the game on hold so that somebody in New York could find a reason or an excuse that they could then push out to their TV people to justify calling a penalty and keeping the Lions from scoring a touchdown. Now, does 4 points as opposed to 3 win the game for the Lions? No, but the whole momentum and you have what I know, games change on momentum plays. So who knows what happens in that game the rest of the way. I also sent you a link to, I think it was Kelsey. The ball bounces off the field, a total incompletion. The referees then later, they call that a completion. And in the Bills game, and if you ran the video,
I would if I could, but YouTube would take it down if I did.
In the Bills game, the ball never actually touches the ground. They call that an incompletion.
Right.
They call the Chiefs thing a completion, which is clearly an incomplete pass. That's just a couple of examples. But the bottom line is they stopped the game to find a way to take that touchdown away from the Lions. And what's
go to the tape.
Yeah, exactly. What's appalling to me, guys, is that I don't know why it should be appalling, because it's this way in every other aspect of American society at this point, is the corruption is so deep and so complete in this country now that not one person in NFL media had the balls to point out what was really going on. Not one person. And it's just scary, the point to which they have got this whole thing so corrupted, because there was no way. And I guarantee you, if the Lions had made other plays, they would have found a way to get rid of those two. They would have found a way to make sure the Chiefs won that game. And I've never seen anything like it. And shame on you, Al Michael. Chris Collinsworth, he's got Mahomes' dick so far up his butt. He's not going to say anything. But shame on you, Al Michaels. Shame on you, Al Michaels, for not calling out what you and everybody else knows was really. So sorry. You went to me first. I filibustered. I apologize.
No, let it rip. That's what we're here for. Like this is the same shit we'd be saying if we were sitting next to each other at the bar. That's exactly the whole point of this. It's like, I'm going to save it up. I'm going to think about it and let it unleash on the proper moment here. Jim, obviously, is a gambling guy giving us trends and strategies. How do you even work with this? What are you even supposed to say? Is gambling just a farce? Do you always only bet on red? Kind of like the opposite of the Wesley Snipes always bet on black quote. Like, what do you do here? Like, is it even fun to gamble? Are we stupid for even being involved in this? How much is it rigged? Like from that perspective, I am so sick of the GD Chiefs. I can't even put it into words. They kept Baker Mayfield and the Browns out of the AFC Championship game with some of the worst play calls, worst penalty calls or non-calls that I've ever seen. It felt completely rigged, and I'm very bitter about that, because I think we earned the right to at least go to the AFC Championship game, if not the Super Bowl, and I hate the freaking Chiefs. What say you?
Statistically, as far as betting on this game, I took a look at it, and there were outstanding statistics on both sides of the ball on this game before it was even kicked off. What Mike said was very true about I watched that pass live to Kelsey, and the ball clearly hit the ground. I don't think he controlled it. And if you hit a stopwatch, Mahomes rushed everybody up to the line. He had everybody set up within 4 to 5 seconds, and they snapped the next down. And Campbell didn't have time to throw the challenge flag on this, and they should have, they should have overturned this. And Mike's right; they've got their ear to New York, and New York's watching this, and they know what's going on.
Sorry.
Mike, promote your show with Jen. When's your next show with Jen?
Real News Live with Mike and Jen. Tomorrow is Tell the Truth Wednesday. We will be on at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific time. Don't miss it. We're going to have all kinds of cool stuff going on in the geopolitical world, which is every bit as corrupt as the NFL world. And that's the thing, Jim. What you just pointed out is that there were a bunch of other calls, bunch of other things where they jobbed the Lions. They just weren't going to let the Lions win that game, I don't think. And it's like, again, sad thing is nobody in the media.
They're not going to let the Chiefs go to 2-4.
Yeah.
Izzy, what was your takeaway from this game?
Yeah, I didn't watch it, unfortunately, but I can kind of agree. Just looking from that play, Travis Kelce didn't catch that ball. I did have some parlays in on the game, and I could tell you that tiniest inch for Lions players. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just a bad beat by the Lions. Of course, yeah, they could have done more things to get back in the game, but I don't see in what world they're losing 30-17 with the team they have against the other team they got. So it just makes no sense in my mind.
Yeah. Well, we're back at it again. We got Taylor Swift. We got Travis Kelce. We got the Chiefs. We got Patrick Mahomes being shoved down our throats.
Well, you know what?
Sorry.
Yes,
Just
both of you. Mike
a
first and Jim.
sidebar on this. Just a sidebar. The correct pronunciation is actually Kels. Okay, I'm not making this shit up.
Kels.
It's his last name is Kels. Jason and Travis's father was in the military, and Jason and Travis's father, his buddies in the military gave him the nickname Kelsey, and that kind of stuck. But his pronunciation, it's not Tyrod, it's Tyrod. It's Tyrod.
Yes.
It's not Kelsey, it's Kels.
Great reference. That was a deep cut. If you go back a couple episodes, Baker Mayfield educated us that it's not Tyrod, it's Tyrod. But he'll never correct you that way. But that's how you're supposed to pronounce it.
It's Tyrod. Mr. Taylor's mother didn't name him after a car part. It's Tyrod. Okay.
That was point number one.
Right.
Well, the thing I was going to say is that when you watch the media the next day, Colin Cowherd, everybody, oh, the Chiefs are back. The Chiefs are back. The Chiefs are going to the playoffs. Just with absolute unanimity. It's like watching the fake news attack Donald Trump for something, whatever the issue is of the day, right? It's like it's all scripted. It's all fake. And that shows you that there is a media agenda on making sure the Chiefs just aren't going to have an off season. They're just not, because everybody was on the Chiefs bandwagon again. And God help those poor teams that are going to be playing the Chiefs and beating the piss out of them. Because the refs are going to find a way to take those games away from you guys.
Right. Mike, that's absolutely correct. I mean, just to dovetail off of Cowherd, Mark Sanchez is one of Cowherd's probably tightest friends on the show. He does a probably a 20-minute spot every Thursday on Cowherd. And did you hear Sanchez coming out of Cowherd's mouth once?
No.
So now Sanchez's backup to go on Cowherd now is going to be Brady Quinn, who also sat in on the game because Sanchez
beat the shit out of a Uber driver.
committed a crime.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I told you probably a year ago, Mike. Severity of injury does not make a suspect or a victim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. That's a fair point.
Well, one last thing I'd like to add is I'd like to remind everybody that in 2006, when the Seattle Seahawks had the 4th overall pick in the draft, and I desperately wanted Mark Sanchez to come in and be the future replacement for Matt Hasselbeck. And they took a guy you've never heard of, Aaron Curry, one of the worst linebackers in NFL history instead. I had it all primed up on Seahawks.com, jersey number 6, and the name on the back was Dirty, Dirity. And I was going to buy that jersey. It should have happened. It's one of those things that karmically will never balance.
The Dirty Sanchez.
The Dirty Sanchez. I actually do have okay, I'll wait. I'll show that in a second. I might have a prop available here. All right, let's wind up this one. Look, my Cleveland Browns are trash this year, but most of the real fans, we're pulling for Baker Mayfield like you wouldn't believe. Tampa Bay pulls this one out 30-19, and Baker Mayfield had a couple of plays that just he evaded a sack and spun around everybody else, got the improbable first down. He seems to be running away, or at least leading the pack early in the season for MVP voting. Very exciting. 49ers are banged up, but this was a cool game, and Baker's down so many playmakers at wide receiver, so many offensive linemen. And it's almost like you're watching him literally put the team on his back and carry them around. I don't know. It's something to watch, Mike. What do you think? I know you've been a Baker fan as well, but this was a very important matchup to determine who the Niners and the Buccaneers are going to be this season.
Yeah, and thank you for beating the 49ers and helping the Seahawks get into
Exactly.
a first place. I mean, 49ers have the tiebreaker for now, but the injury to Fred Warner is going to make it exceedingly difficult for 49ers to stay competitive the rest of the season. Baker Mayfield's fantastic. Now, look, I love Baker Mayfield. I wanted him. I've gone on record. It's on my Twitter feed. I desperately wanted the Seahawks to sign him in 2022 rather than Geno Smith. My God, how much better would we be? But to me, it's like, again, I have to comment on the absolute absurdity of the fact that there are people talking about Baker Mayfield winning the MVP, and Russell Wilson has never received an MVP vote ever in his career. It just shows you the unbelievable bias against this player, against the city of Seattle, against players who play in the Northwest. It just really gets under my skin. Having said that, Baker's been looking fantastic, and they're saying there's a dirty Sanchez. There's a video out there. There's a video out there now, and I tried to find it, and it was Chris Collinsworth showing Mahomes getting under pressure, breaking away, scrambling, and getting tackled 2 yards short of the first down where they had to punt. And he goes, anybody else but Mahomes. Nobody but Mahomes could do that. And somebody showed a video of Baker making that incredible run against the 49ers. Literally Baker Mayfield 3 hours earlier, right? Fantastic run, incredibly competitive player. That's what makes him so great.
Yeah.
He's competitive, and he keeps getting better. Athletically, he's a little bit limited. He gets in trouble when he tries to do things his arm really can't do, but that's his only flaw at this point. The guy is carrying that team on his back, and they look fantastic, and they beat a good 49ers team.
Yeah.
Good teams.
And it's what I said this whole time. He's still improving, guys. You don't need to throw him out like, he's trash. You haven't had a healthy run with Baker with 2 years of the same offensive coordinator or the same head coach or any continuity.
How about some healthy players? How about some healthy receivers?
Exactly.
Would be good too.
All of it, Jim. But Baker's been doing well, and the Buccaneers are doing well, and it's shaping up to be a magical season down there. It seems like.
Yeah, I just want to say hi to Jen. Also, it was good to meet you a couple of weeks ago, Jen, at the convention. Also, Regina's on her way home, Jen, and she's probably going to give you a call. Reference Rose. Okay, so you know what we're talking about there. Yeah, the Buccaneers. 14-4 straight up as a home favorite.
Okay.
So that's pretty impressive. 14-4 straight up. So they were laying 3.5 points against the 49ers. They covered comfortably, and yeah, Baker Mayfield is. I think this year he's probably a top 6 quarterback in the league.
He was 17 of 23 for 256, 2 touchdowns, no mistakes, rating of 139, QBR of 80.6. Yeah, Rashad White was in as the backup running back because Bucky Irving's injured. And I mean, you got Cameron Johnson, whoever that is, doing the backflip in the end zone. It's a special team. They have a bunch of talent, and it's really fun to watch, Izzy.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. I mean, the Niners are a well-coached team to stay competitive against a Buccaneers team. But, yeah, like you said, banged up Baker Mayfield. Some O-linemen are out. I heard his receivers were fluctuating in and out. I mean, their leading receiver was Cam Johnson off of 4 catches. But I try to make the argument that Baker Mayfield is top 3, considerably better than Josh Allen. The only thing that he does different than Josh Allen is he stays in the pocket longer. He doesn't roll out almost 2 seconds within the drop back trying to make a play, but he makes a play when needed. So that's kind of how I could separate them. But yeah, it sucks for the 49ers. They banged up, losing Fred Warner and Nick Bosa for the rest of the season. But hey, it's a really good win on Baker Mayfield's end. And back on the Chris Collinsworth, there's honestly a current meme going around with kids talking about how he just it's called glazing. He glazes Patrick Mahomes. Like, it'll be the simplest. He'll throw the ball away, and then it'll be Chris Collinsworth being like, oh my gosh, Patrick Mahomes is the only person who can make a pass like that, a play like that in his head. So it's just an ongoing meme how he glazes Patrick Mahomes.
It's not just him. It's like all of NFL media is required to do this. I remember a couple of years ago, Brian Baldinger, who I like his opinions. I respect him. Mahomes, there's the pressure's coming on. He's in the pocket. He steps forward and throws the ball about 50, 60 yards downfield. Great throw. But I've seen 50 NFL quarterbacks make a throw like that, and he goes, Mahomes is amazing. And I'm like, literally, you don't think there's another quarterback in the league? I've seen Geno Smith take 2 steps up in the pocket and throw the ball accurately 40 yards downfield for a touchdown. It's like they act like, I don't know. There is definitely a political agenda to make Mahomes into the GOAT. And while I think he's a great player, I just, I don't get it. I do get it, Izzy, but I don't like it one bit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just a joke at this point for us. So it's pretty funny.
By the way, if we're comparing Baker Mayfield to Patrick Mahomes, let's remember that when they faced off in college in 2015, Mayfield's Oklahoma Sooners played Mahomes' Texas Tech Red Raiders. Oklahoma won that game 63-27.
But Mahomes had around 800 passing yards that game. Let's not forget about that.
Mahomes threw for
700.
Wait, what was it?
Like 700 something passing yards that game.
I think that was total. He threw for 372 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and when they sparred in the amateurs, Jimmy Ellis beat Joe Frazier too. So it's like it's college. Come on.
Izzy, go ahead and look up the stats in case Grok got him wrong. I was just reading the Grok prompt. But but here's my point. This involves you as well, Mike and Jim. We don't know. Here's what we know about the draft class of Baker Mayfield. We know that Josh Rosen will not be considered the most successful quarterback taken in that draft. He was taken 10th overall by the Arizona Cardinals, 22 spaces above Lamar Jackson, a multiple-time AFC MVP. We have Josh Allen taken 7th overall by the Bills, Sam Darnold 3rd overall by the Jets, and Baker Mayfield 1st overall. We don't know which of these quarterbacks is going to have the best career because we haven't played in the biggest games yet. None of them have been in the Super Bowl. They've all kind of had steady careers or ups and downs, and maybe trajectory is moving in the right direction now. I mean, it's turning out to be a decent draft.
The thing is, Brian, is now from that 2018 draft, which didn't look that great a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Now it looks like there's a big four. You got Darnold, you got Mayfield, you've got Josh Allen, and you've got Lamar. And who's going to win the first Super Bowl out of that group? Somebody seems like.
Yeah, exactly. That's what matters.
Yeah, I have conversations with buddies about this, and I've been consistently saying, jury's still out. I think Baker Mayfield will have the best NFL career out of all these players, and they've obviously had great success on their teams already. That's fine, but I still think Baker will be the best out of this class.
Brian,
we'll see. Yes, what are the real
to annotate on that Oklahoma game, Patrick Mahomes holds the record for tied for the most passing yards in a single football game, with 734 yards achieved on October 22nd, 2016 against Oklahoma. He completed 52 of 88 passes and threw for 5 touchdowns.
What were Baker's stats in that game? And
I think he had like 500, something like that. Let me see.
Yeah, all that really counts is wins and losses. But don't forget the NFL was for a minute there thinking about handing the keys over to Baker Mayfield in that commercial, that NFL commercial, where they walk in and someone drops the football and they all start diving on it like it's a loose ball. If you remember that NFL commercial, Tom Brady takes his championship rings off and hands them to Baker to hold. He's literally passing the torch to Baker Mayfield in that NFL commercial. So we'll see. We'll see who gets the last laugh at the end of it all. All right, let's talk about Joe Flacco getting a good laugh. He got the chance to leave Cleveland, and he just jumped in and led a comeback. It was a little too late, but the Bengals dropped this one to the Green Bay Packers, 27-18. Bengals fall to 2-4 on the year. Green Bay improves to 3-1. Mike, Packers with the win.
Yeah, Flacco did a serviceable job, like he can do. He showed you. They still only scored 18 points, which, by the way, have the Cleveland Browns scored 18 points?
No, it's more than any Cleveland game this year.
There's this meme I pass it around to Brian, and it's like,
so good.
We scored more than 18 points this year. It's like every NFL team. And then it says, we did too, but we call them runs. And it was about, a dozen baseball teams and then the Cleveland Browns.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Flacco, look, it's pretty clear that quarterback is not the only problem in Cincinnati, but it's a huge problem. And he's 50% Joe Burrow, whereas Jake Browning was 25% Joe Burrow. So, but there's Cleveland's got bigger problems. Yeah, there's the meme right there.
Have you scored 18 points in a game this season? Yes, of course. Yes, but we call them runs. No.
15 baseball teams have scored 18 points in a game. 18 runs. Wow. That's hilarious.
It's brutal. It's where we happen to find ourselves, I guess. All right. Any other thoughts on this game, Jim?
Yeah, I think the number was probably artificially inflated on this game. I mean, it opened at 14.5. It pretty much stayed there all week. 14.5 points is just ridiculous. And by the way, for the week, 8 out of 15 dogs actually covered the spread. So if you were betting dog games, you had a good chance to cash betting a dog. The Packers were 9-5-1 straight up when favored by 4 or more points. Double-digit favorites, which doesn't come up very often. Double-digit favorites were only 11-10 against the spread, but they're 19-2 straight up. So what's that telling you is that you're probably going to get more bang for your buck if you just take the team on the money line and parlay it with another team like
I think
Steelers, the Steelers minus 5.5.
Out of all the trends that we've talked about, that one right there might be one of the most interesting things I've heard. Now, does that only apply to this? Does that apply to all teams or just a couple of teams, or when they're favored by double digits or more? Say that one more time, because I feel like you found something there.
That applies.
Hard to ignore, because if you're going to get to double-digit 14-point underdogs, they're clearly sending a signal of something. Maybe you're not going to cover it, but you're going to get that win. Just bet the money line because it's so easy.
Right. But then again, you're going to end up paying the juice, because you're not going to get say like on a 3-team parlay, you'd normally get 6-1 for your money. But are you actually going to want to take the Packers and lay 14.5? Double-digit favorites are not a good way of betting a parlay. But you diminish your odds, but still you're cashing a ticket. So in other words, instead of getting 6-1 on your money, if you've got the Packers on the money line along with the Steelers and, say for argument's sake, the Broncos on the money line, you're not getting 6-1, but you're getting 2.6-1 for your money.
Okay.
So you're still cashing a ticket and you're not losing the bet.
All right. Fair enough.
But to get back to answer your question, going back, there's 21 games where there were double-digit favorites. We're going back 21 games where a team was favored by double digits. Against the spread, 11-10. That's 50-50.
Right.
Straight up, 19-2.
Yeah, that's such a vast difference there.
Correct.
It's a powerhouse of a stat. Some of the stats are kind of like, I don't know. Anything. You could flip a quarter and it could come up tails 7 times in a row, I guess. It's a stat, but I don't know. But that one seems like it's got some legs, to me at least personally. I feel like that one resonated differently for me for some reason. I want to explore it sometime in the future. Izzy, what did you make of this one? The Packers get the drop again.
I thought they could squeak it out. I chose the Bengals winning this week, hoping for an upset. I mean, they were close, but yeah, I mean, it shows. I mean, Green Bay. I mean, they're only getting 27 points against the Bengals defense and against a new implemented quarterback in the system. Not taking away any credit that Joe Flacco's a veteran and that he could probably catch up to speed fast, but. I mean, hey, it's the Bengals. They should be scoring 18 points, nor should you only be scoring 27 points against their defense. So it just some shaky back-to-back weeks for the Green Bay Packers here. But either way, it's a good one for them.
All right, let's go to this one. Tennessee Titans, Mike, and your Las Vegas Raiders. Vegas doubles them up 20-10, and the coach is fired in Tennessee.
Can we move the chat off to the side? So move it so that
The only thing that I was trying to do was when I was in this screen, it was boxing Jim's face out because of strictly football in the corner. But yes, we can try it this way. Sure.
The only person that is not okay with that is Richie.
Yes.
All right. Terrible game. Two terrible teams. Head coach Callahan got fired. And to me, I mean, Gino looked like Gino. He had a couple of bad throws. He had a couple of good throws. The running game they finally got going. Not much of a win. Not too impressive. Not really anything to brag about. But for the sake of Cam Ward's development, it's better for them to move on. And the other thing too is I guarantee you this, the Titans did this week because, well, first of all, he deserved it. So does the Jets coach, Aaron Glenn. So does Mike Daniel. But the reason they did this is because next week, guess who's coming to town? Mike Vrabel, the guy they never should have fired in the first place, is coming to town with his new team, 4-2 Patriots with Drake May, who's lighting it up. And they're going to destroy the Titans. And then if they had done it then, it would have looked like Mike Vrabel was the reason. The guy they fired was the reason they had to fire their coach. So I think they had to fire him this week to get him out of there. It's crazy how these little agendas happen. But, wow, that's all I got to say.
That's an interesting theory on that. I didn't even kind of think of it that way.
I know that people in Tennessee are talking about it.
Okay.
They didn't want to have their hand forced by the
Hey, listen, Mike Vrabel was on the Cleveland Browns sidelines, and we're going, can you please replace Kevin Stefanski? We were saying that last year.
Well, he's a no-nonsense New England kind of coach, and he's doing a great job getting New England back on track. So, and
he's also a Buckeye. He's an Ohio he's like he should have been the new coach in Cleveland, honestly. But we passed on that, Jim. What about this one? Vegas Titans.
Corner TV game all the way.
Yep.
It's we're being in Vegas. Mike and I are force fed the Raiders, on network TV every week. And it used to be, if you remember back in the 80s and 90s, they used to block out these football games if you were local. Like Brian, if you were living in Cleveland, I don't know if you remember, but if you had a home Cleveland game, you probably couldn't watch it on TV, but now they just jam it down your throat and make you watch it. But, fortunately, you got the remote control in your hand, and you can go to Fox or, CBS,
I literally had that game on my corner TV, Jim, on my second TV in the corner. I literally had the Raiders game in the afternoon.
Well, we did. I don't think either one of us had this on our parlay ticket. So it was, seeing eye dogs for everybody. But going into this game, the Titans, just terrible. They're now 4-19 against the spread. If you want to go back to last year, so what Mike says about Vrabel coming in. I mean, the Patriots are, you're going to have an interim coach. Because nepotism prevails, with the Tennessee Titans, just like any other NFL team,
If that is,
you look at somebody that knows. Sorry,
to me, that I was going to say that's got to be the easiest game to bet this week. The Patriots over the Titans. It's easy money. Just go get it.
Yeah, and we'll see. We'll see after the results are in for sure. We can revisit it, and that'd be a great question to put down for us to revisit.
Yeah, Brian, it's a bit.
Sometimes a team needs a jolt, a kick, a fresh perspective, and sometimes players can really rally around a change. So, I mean, I don't know, but it'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
but it's a big number to bet. I mean, it's 7 points. You know,
Yeah.
and the Patriots haven't laid 7 points all year. You know, the best of my recollection. So, but it's an up and coming team, which are the Patriots, against a bad football team.
Correct. That is the truth. Izzy, you see Cam Ward still is the future. You like him as a player, but Titans didn't get him because they were good last year. They were the worst team, and they are fighting the Browns to be the worst team this year. What do you think of all this?
Horrible. I don't like it at all. Two horrible teams that are horrible against each other. I mean, it shows about the coaching and the players that they have that both you guys are bad and you guys are still playing bad. So it's just mediocrity at its finest, just worse. I mean, I didn't watch it. I didn't care to watch it. But, I mean, 10 points, 20 points is respectable for the Titans head coach to get fired. They can see what they could do without him, but I completely agree. Mike Vrabel should have never been fired. He was a great coach. I mean, he led a team with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback to the AFC Championship at one point. So Geno Smith still isn't the answer. And Cam Ward, I mean, he's throwing a 10-day contractor. So, I mean, it's not much you could get out of a game like this. So it's whatever, in my opinion. I'll say it's whatever.
All right. It's whatever. Let's go over to the Rams. Now, I'll tell you what, it's whatever for the Baltimore Ravens this year, Mike. They are 1-5. Lamar's been out. They look old. They look bad. They don't look like – I'm loving it. They stole my team. I'm never going to – I hate the dirty rat birds. Finally, they're sucking. What do you make of this?
Well, they're terrible. And the Rams showed how terrible they were by just dominating them, really. And without Lamar, they're even more terrible. It's pretty clear now that Lamar is the only thing keeping their heads above water, really, the last couple of years. They had great records, but they didn't really win any big games last year. And Lamar can't do it all by himself. So I think the foundation is rotted in Baltimore, and they need a revamp because the basic foundation is just not there. And that's what we're seeing, without Lamar. That's what we're seeing.
Meanwhile, Matthew Stafford is an MVP candidate, and he's in your division. You're watching him closely.
I hate him, but he's good. He throws the ball so much better than I thought he did when I watched him in Detroit. I have to say, some of the throws he makes are terrific. So, I've not much to say about this game. Rams were the better team. Rams dominated. Should have been a bigger score than that. That's all I can say about it.
Jim Mitchell.
I don't have much on this game other than the fact that, the NFC is 18-9 straight up against the AFC. I didn't expect the Ravens to win this game, but I don't like 7 points in pretty much any football game. I mean, it's still an NFL team, even though they are without Lamar, and they are a completely different team without Lamar.
And Derrick Henry appears to be showing some signs now. And part of that is because of the offensive line and the fact that there's no passing game, so they're crowding the box. Like it's a team sport. It's so tough to just kind of pin anything on any one particular. It's all connected. They're all Lego pieces. If they're not sturdy, it's causing all sorts of problems everywhere.
Just to go what you said about Derrick Henry, he also seems to have a difficult time hanging onto the ball lately. He's coughed it up quite a bit in the last couple of games. But no, I don't have a lot. I didn't play this game, and there's a saying Mike and I have. You look at a game and you look at a game like this, and you look at it and you say you don't need the game. You don't need the game in your ticket. There's other games to look at.
Puka Nacua went out of this one, right? He only had 2 receptions on the day. The leader was Tyler Higbee. Your city, your team, your Rams.
Unfortunately, Puka got hurt. But yeah, it shows that they need Lamar to win, the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, and with Puka Nacua out, I mean, the Los Angeles Rams only scored 17 points against arguably the worst defense in the league. So it shows a lot how much Puka brings to that squad as well. But I mean, yeah, I mean it's a good win, but where do the Ravens go from here? They fly across the country to score 3 points, and it's like, yeah, I understand you're out of your first quarterback, but I mean, your NFL team, you shouldn't be doing that. You have an hour of play to go put up more points, and they only put up 3. So hopefully, I mean, at this point, I say scratch the season, try to get a top 10 pick, and revamp somewhere on defense, O line, receiver, somewhere. But hey, it's not going to be this year for them, unfortunately.
Well, the interesting thing, if you're not a member of the Cleveland sports media, you might not be hip to this story, although Shedeur Sanders transcends normal media. There's a report out there that Shedeur Sanders explained to the Ravens, I don't want to go to your team and sit behind someone like Lamar for the next 10 years. I want to go somewhere that I could play. And maybe it was that interaction that kept the Ravens from drafting him and preparing him, and he could have been a starter for most of this season already. So it's interesting that if that story is true, and I think it is, it's interesting the way that our energy can direct us throughout our career. It happened with Baker Mayfield, strong energy. Shedeur Sanders could have been the starter for a lot of this season for the Baltimore Ravens, but it did not happen. Izzy, let's start with you on this one. The guys are really excited to kind of go over this game with you. The Carolina Panthers defeat the Dallas Cowboys. You were talking about when is it time for a team to blow it up and do something different and start getting draft picks. How are your Cowboys doing? Tell us what you learned in this game. Your eyes were bugging out for like 60 seconds. I kept trying to filibuster. How long can I make you keep your eyes like that?
Man, oh my gosh. I mean, I tell my friends this week, I said it's going to be a good game, score-wise. I mean, it has been, I mean, every week for the Cowboys. I mean, you can only expect so much, but holy cow, first quarter, I went to sleep again. I'm like, let's wake up and see how this ends. And Rico Dowdle just 183 rushing yards, 30 carries. 56 leading receiver, 56 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. And it's like, holy cow, man. Our defense is atrocious.
But that used to be your guy. He used to be on your roster too. Like he beat his former team.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, respectively, Javonte Williams is third for rushing yards. I'm not worried about that,
yeah,
but it's just our defense is atrocious. Like it gets to a point. The Titans head coaches got fired. When do we fire Matt Eberflus? Or is it just the defensive players that are on defense? I just don't understand. Dak Prescott shouldn't have to go out and score 30 points every week against every team he plays just to get a win.
Yeah,
that's unreasonable. There should be some insurance on defense, and that just doesn't seem to be the case. So as long as that lasts, Dak Prescott is going to have to be balling his ass off at the end of the day. And credit to George Pickens. With an actual quarterback and a competent offense, he's been playing insane. 9 catches, 168 yards, and a touchdown. It shows that they know what they want to do with George Pickens, and it's a matter of time until CeeDee Lamb gets back, and they figure that out. But until then, all I can say is our defense is horrible. I don't know what we're looking at this season. Are we trying to look to make a wild card appearance in the NFC East, 2-3-1, or are we going to scratch the season, try to get some defensive players with our first round picks? But at the end of the day, I mean, it's just unacceptable. 30 points against the Carolina Panthers. It doesn't get any worse than that.
Mike, remind me, were you a big fan of Teteroya McMillan? Were you and I talking about that, or was
I was hoping that he was projected to go to the Cowboys, but unfortunately he didn't.
Yeah, he's a good player. We'll see, whether he's in that Emeka Ibuka category, JSN category. But, again, 30 points would have only got you a tie in this game again. And that is ridiculous. And so Jara has to make a decision. Does he try to rescue this season and go like all in? What's the Cowboys? They're sitting now at 2-3-1. Is it worth it to sell to buy at the trading deadline and try to go find a couple of players? I mean, Minka Fitzpatrick is out there. Trey Hendrickson might be on the move. there's even
Tariq
talk
Woolen.
Tariq Woolen. I don't think now. I think now with the injuries in the secondary, the Seahawks will hang on to Woolen. To be honest with you, but we'll see because it's still another 4 or 5 weeks before the trading deadline. But Max Crosby, if the Raiders continue to lose, might even be on the market. So Jerry has to decide: am I going to burn the draft picks and try to get? If you got Minkah Fitzpatrick and Max Crosby, is he going to do that? Is the team going to be competitive or not enough? But Izzy is completely right. There's just no defense there. 30 points would have only got you a tie against Bryce Young and the Panthers. You gave up 3 touchdowns to Bryce Young, touchdown passes, and only got 1 interception back. That's bad.
Hey, as we're talking about people catching passes, I wanted to ask you, Mike, it just hit my mind. Who is your backup tight end with Seattle, and why is he taking all the touches away from my fantasy football draft pick, Elijah Arroyo?
Well, AJ Barner has just
Barner.
He was drafted last year, 4th round pick, tight end, thought of as a blocking tight end.
Where's he out of?
He's out of Michigan. He was to replace Will Dissly, who was out of University of Washington. Because the thing about Dissly, it's funny because he's similar to Will Dissly in the same sort of body type, white guy, big blocker. But Dissly, before he started getting injured all the time, was a very productive receiver. And it's the same thing now with Barner, only he hasn't gotten injured yet. So
why's he got to be a white guy?
Well, it's a certain style of play with the tight end, and Elijah Arroyo just can't seem to get can't seem to get on the field, even though he's theoretically more athletic and faster, but he just isn't. So,
Jim,
Mike, I saw Mike Tice the other day. He's looking pretty good. I think
Mike
he can
Tice.
probably slip in.
Wow,
Yeah.
Mike Tice lives in Vegas now. That makes sense.
Yeah, he's got his own local show now in Vegas.
You're kidding.
I think it's on
Wow.
NBC.
We'll have to
Yeah,
go crack that.
I watched it the other night. Yeah.
We'll have to go
But
crack that.
the Panthers, I think in this game, they're a different home team than they are a road team. I mean, the Panthers are just terrible on the road. They're 2-17-1 straight up on the road, but at home they're a different team. And as far as the Cowboys rolling over like a puppy and pissing on themselves, right now, that I don't think that's going to happen. I think that in their division, there's blood in the water right now. The Eagles just dropped 2. Jerry's licking his chops, and he just wishes he just would have won this game. I mean, this would have made a statement, to the NFC East if they had won this game. I don't think Jerry's going to roll over, and say, okay, let's play next season. How old's Jerry? Jerry's 83 years old?
Yeah, his birthday was yesterday.
Yeah. Open me a can of slack. I mean, Jerry's not going to roll over, and pee on himself. He's going to try to win every damn game. And if Schottenheimer's not out to do that, Jerry's got the hook, and he'll pull him.
Schottenheimer's not the problem. It's Eberflus. I mean, our offense has been amazing.
I agree. Schottenheimer has proven to be a good coach the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: is it Eberflus's fault, or is there just not that much talent on that?
Yeah, and that's the point I'm at. Is it Eberflus or is it the defense? I mean, we did lose the head coach of the Commanders, or the Redskins. We lost him. We lost our DB coach, Al Harris, and Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland. It's the same defense pretty much, just without Micah Parsons and a better interior D line. And it just doesn't seem. It might be Eberflus. It's the same team defensively, and it's just worse this year. We're giving up 30 points. We got to go out and score 30. I mean, past 3 weeks, Dak Prescott.
Finish about Prescott.
Past 3 weeks, Dak Prescott, 11 or 4 weeks, he's 11 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, 70% completion percentage.
Those are like
he's balling out.
Numbers.
Yeah, he's balling out. He's top 5 for MVP at the moment, and the record is just unfortunate. Past 3 weeks with those stats, he's 1-1-1. Doesn't get any better than that. So.
But when you're saying it's the same team, you just take Micah Parsons. You said Minkah Fitzpatrick. Now I've got the names confused. You take Parsons away. Yes. You can't say like, oh, the Browns defense is the same. They just got rid of Myles Garrett. You're like, no, like that, that is the engine of the defense. It matters.
You're also right about Al Harris. Al Harris was an outstanding player in the league. He was a very
Awesome.
talented player.
Awesome coach.
And smart guy, and he's translated that into coaching. And
I mean, look at the past couple years when Deron Bland and Trayvon were healthy. They led the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
Trayvon went out, Deron stepped up, and we can't lose people like that. So,
Jim, you never arrested Al Harris, did you? I know you've arrested some famous NFL quarterbacks.
No. I had that one case where Denver Bronco had lost his Super Bowl ring.
Yes, to a lady friend that he met at
I
the bar.
I told you that story at Caesar's Palace, and then it involved the lady of the evening, and of course that particular player didn't want to. And I'm not going to mention the guy's name. He was a hell of a nice guy, but he got taken. He lost his Super Bowl ring that evening. We ended up getting it back for him, but.
Does the pawn shop have to pony that back up, or it's just how do you sort that out?
Oh no, you don't want to know the story. You don't.
Okay, never mind. We don't want to know the story. Let's move on.
It didn't. Yes.
All right, we will move on. You said something earlier. Thank you, Mike. See, that's what a good friend does, Izzy. You want a friend like Mike to shut the other guy the F up and move it on. So let's move it on. Jim, you said something earlier about they're sharks who can smell blood in the water in the division. Look. Yeah. This was a game that could have gone one of two ways, and in the first
house.
All right.
Bet the house on the Steelers.
Where's
I don't know if y'all remember me saying that.
All right, I have a mute button over here somewhere if we can find it. Hey, Jamie, can you pull up the mute button? Sorry, I don't have it, Jamie. I'm Jamie. All right. In the first half, the Browns were struggling, and we were fighting in this one, and it was tight. It was close. Like, we were very close. We could not find any gear to get us any offense, but this was a game we could have improved. We could have taken our record instead of 1-5. We could have been 2-4 with a Bengals win-loss that could have been flipping that. We could have brought the Steelers to 3-2. That we could have been right in the thick of things with the Bengals completely mangled and the Ravens an absolute dumpster fire. This division is wide open, and we can't even get out of the starting blocks. So yeah, this was blood in the water. The Browns haven't won a regular season game in Schittsburg for, I don't know, since Tim Couch in 1999 or something stupid like that, 24 years. Although Baker did retire Little Ben in Heinz Field in the playoffs. We forget about that. Mike, what do you take away from this game? It's maybe a corner TV game, but it's a rivalry game, and it actually had implications.
Your team's offense is really bad. It's bad. And Dylan Gabriel did not elevate them. 9 points. Was there even a touchdown there, or was it no? It was 3 field goals. He didn't elevate them. And I think, some people were making judgments already about Dylan Gabriel. It's too early for that. I'm always going to defend a quarterback, but there is some possible. You could look at this and say he's going to be a good quarterback in this league, a Tyrod Taylor type, but maybe he's never going to be a great leader, great player. I think you have to think about, as the Browns, you have to think about who has the superstar upside, Dylan Gabriel or Shadur Sanders. And with all the baggage Shadur comes with, I think, once it reaches a point at, 1-5 now?
Yeah. Where
you're out of it, I think you gotta think about giving Dylan Gabriel one more week, and then you got to think about, well, if we go to 1-6 or even 2-5, but we're unimpressive, we don't score many points. I think we got to take a chance on Shadur because of the upside, because Shadur does have that star quality that I'm not sure I see in Dylan Gabriel. So that's what I think. And I mean, I hate to say Myles Garrett, bitching about the offense, bro, you're the one who re-signed. You didn't have to. So
yeah, he was kind of stuck in that spot, but yeah, you're right. He did resign. He did everything he could to try to force his way out, but he had zero leverage. But yeah, he did resign, but he's frustrated, as I would be. I would be really pissed. Like, guys, come and let me say this clearly. When I played football for an undefeated team in high school, our offense was sometimes not putting points on the board. And I remember on more than one occasion grabbing my quarterback saying, "Get me a couple of points." We did that in the playoffs. We won 7-6 We went a whole game stopping them 6 points. It took all game long for us to get one touchdown to win it. And, that's what an AFC North games can be sometimes.
Right.
But
so let me kick it back to you, Brian. What do you think about my idea? You give Dylan Gabriel one more week. If you don't score a couple of touchdowns,
yeah,
whether by, through the air or set up by the, do you think it's time to give Shedeur Sanders a shot or not?
I have a couple points. Number one, we have severe issues with the swinging doors at our tackle positions. Injuries. We don't even know who these guys are. And we're in a bad spot on this offensive line. Plus the anchor is super old in his last year that he's going to retire. And it's a mess at the line. David Bell just retired today, one of our wide receiver draft picks. Our other wide receiver, Cedric Tillman, is injured. He's been out for a couple of weeks. We have terrible receivers that get no separation. We have no protection at the line. I don't really know how much Shedeur Sanders is going to make a difference behind all of those tribulations that he's facing. Let me point something else out about the schedule. We always knew that we didn't know the Ravens were going to suck like this, but Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings, Steelers. We knew that was going to be like 0-6 territory, danger zone. We're 1-5, kind of as expected. But now we have Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, Ravens, Raiders, Niners, Titans. We have some winnable games coming up. So let me go to something Sean King, the quarterback from the Buccaneers, said. He's on Cleveland Browns Daily. What's the name of that show? It's Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. He said his plan was to maybe just say, look, we have 2 rookies. We're going to stagger it. You're each going to get 8 games or 9 games if you're on a run or something. But we want to see what both of you are capable of doing, and let's have an open competition. You don't need Joe Flacco taking all the first team reps in practice, all of them in spring training, all of the practice games, all of the practice months they had. Flacco took all the reps, and he took them all to Cincinnati. Yes, you did Flacco a favor getting rid of him, but what these are reps that could have went to Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. So it's what is the plan? Maybe the plan was, if we can start off 3-2, eventually you hand the car keys over to the kid and you keep Joe here as the rookie, but the wheels have fallen off, but everyone expected it. So I have a lot of thoughts here. Is it time for Shedeur? We have 2 games and then the bye week. So what I would say is you have Dolphins this week, Patriots after that. These are winnable games. Patriots are playing above their pay grade. Dolphins are kind of what we thought they were. And then it's a break. And then you come back against the Jets, a very beatable team. So I would say if at this point you started with Dylan, you're on the road already, 2 more games, and then we're going to the kid. We're going to Shedeur Sanders. Get ready. Because if we can't find a way to start putting 25 points on the game here, you know what? It's time for a change. Does that make sense to you, Mike, or would you push back on that?
Your defense is good enough that if you could just average 18 points a game, you'd probably be 3-3 or 3-2 or 2-3. You'd still be in it.
Yeah.
So what can you say?
Shout out to Rick Norman. He says, I just got here. First time ever on Strictly Football. I've been afraid to hop on for fear of getting pissed off. Yeah, well, welcome to the world of being a Cleveland sports fan. Hello, all. Hello, Reno Hightower. Let's go to you, Jim. We'll call you Jim Hightower. No, we won't do that.
No, don't do that.
But this was a game that the statistics were saying bet on the Steelers, right?
Yeah, there's no such thing as a stone cold lock of the week, but this was the stone cold lock of the week.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin. Let's start with that. 9-0 straight up and against the spread after a bye week. Steelers 16 now 17-1 straight up at home versus rookie quarterbacks. 17-1 straight up. Steelers 22-0 straight up at home versus the Browns. 22-0 at home.
That's what I was saying. Take it all the way back to 2003 or whatever year that was.
Yeah. Browns 11-21 versus their own division against the spread. Steelers 14-4 straight up after a week off. That's not against the spread. But Tomlin still 9-0 against the spread after a week off. This game just screams Steelers, and
it delivered.
This was the game of the week to bet if you were gonna build a parlay, or even just to just a straight bet, getting 11-10 on your money.
Yeah. Rick Norman here says if the Browns receivers could catch the ball, they'd be dangerous. I mean, Izzy, Dylan Gabriel didn't show you much. He had no touchdowns and he could have had some interceptions, but he threw it and it went off the helmet of Isaiah Bond at the goal line. That could have been a touchdown. It hit him in the helmet. You can't do any better than what Dylan Gabriel did, and the receivers are giving us nothing. Thank you, Rick Norman, for reminding me.
Yeah, I've been itching to speak about this game. Like I said, put the house on the Steelers. I mean, Jim told you all the bets. I heard it. I've been listening to some of the stuff that he's been saying about the bets, and I'm like, Browns versus Steelers. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna win no matter what. But yeah, I kind of do agree. You really can't pin the blame on Dylan Gabriel a lot, but he threw 52 pass. He had 52 pass attempts.
Thank you.
And
why is Quinshon Judkins only getting 12 touches in an AFC North battle where you got a reason to not throw the ball 52 times with a rookie quarterback in game 2?
Respectively, the strength of the Steelers is the D line, so I could kind of see the reason not to attack that. And their defensive back core is one of the worst in the league. So I understand
Judkins is one of the best running backs in the league, and you need to lean into your strength. Even if we shouldn't have been intimidated by it, in my opinion. It's easier to run block than pass block.
But 52 attempts. I mean, like, if you're gonna sling the ball that much, there's no way that you're not at least getting one touchdown, and you're barely scratching 200 yards. That says something about the offense. Like I said, check down merchant is what we call it nowadays. Is where you just dump the ball off and then 29 completions for 200 yards. I mean that's whatever. You go ahead, Mike.
Look at the average yardage. It's 4.8 yards per catch for Dylan Gabriel, 7.2, 7.8 for Aaron Rodgers in the same game against a better defense. That's a guy who's throwing the ball downfield versus a guy who's. Let me see if I can go find Gabriel's passing chart because I'll bet.
Yeah. Oh man, the passing charts are funny to watch on to see on X. But yeah. I mean, I say give them one more week against the next team they have. I mean, of course, the Browns defense, they're always going to play good. I mean, Mike Tomlin, of course, they're going to score more points with someone who's Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin because they've been going against the defense he's been going against the defense for a couple years now. So you can kind of game plan around it. You guys trade away Greg Newsome. I don't even know why you guys did that, but
well, we did it because they've determined they're not going to re-sign him to a really big deal in the offseason. It was an expiring contract. The other guy was under contract under terms that we felt were reasonable. It was sort of a business decision. But yeah, I mean, he was playing very well, which was also raising his asking price in the offseason on top of it. So I would have rather just kept him, but we're in such a mess financially from the Deshaun Watson $250 million or $80 million, $230 million fully guaranteed contract. Not just did we bail on Baker, not just did we trade away 3 first-round picks that could have been used on a left tackle, right tackle, and a wide receiver, but there's a lot of issues going on there.
But to finish my point, I'd say give Dylan Gabriel one more week, see if he can get a touchdown, or maybe give him one more half next week. But I don't expect Shadur Sanders to come in and change the franchise. I'd expect him to do almost the same as Dylan Gabriel, but it's how long do you wait to give him that shot? That's the question. I don't feel like they should wait any longer on that. Like I said, at least one more week, but there's nothing that's going to change. I just say do it just to see the potential. Look at that chart. That's a check down merchant.
It's abysmal.
That's horrible.
Only 2 attempts past 20 yards, only 1 attempt even close to 30 yards. At least Shadur might push the ball downfield a little bit. This is a guy who either has been told not to take any chances downfield or just
guys, hold on. You got to understand this about Kevin Stefanski. He ruined Baker Mayfield and ran him out of town like he had no talent. Of course he did. He was fucking injured. And the adult in the room should have benched him and said, kid, I appreciate that you're shooting horse tranquilizer into your shoulder every week, but you don't have the same range of motion. You're missing. You're better than this. They didn't want him. He clashed with Stefanski's check down merchant bullshit. They bring in Deshaun Watson to air it out and just go win football games. What does he do? They ruined Deshaun Watson. And now they got this rookie. They ruined Joe Flacco. Flacco likes to throw it deep, but not this year. He wasn't allowed to. It's like they're coaching. No, check down. It's like the problem is Kevin Stefanski and the offensive coordinating. We've tried to bring in people to be offensive coordinator, and then he always ends up taking it back. Bro, you can't score past 17 points. This is insane. I don't know why he's working. I don't know why he still has his job. And if Andrew Berry didn't crush the last draft, possibly because Paul DePodesta in the front office no longer gets to veto the draft choices. I'm not entirely certain if that's the case or not. But what are we doing holding on to Stefanski for? He's an absolute bum, but he's two-time coach of the year. He's a bum.
Yeah, two-time coach of the year.
I was gonna implement on that. I mean, I told you before when we had the first stream of the year a while back, just me and you, Brian. I said Stefanski's not he's not the answer. I mean, you guys have been horrible for how long ever he's been there. They don't score a lot of points. It's a joke going around about the Steelers and the Browns how whichever team plays, they're not scoring more than 15 points that game. It's just going to be a dogfight defensively, but respectively. If they put Shadur Sanders in there, like you said, is it them saying, Dylan Gabriel, just take the non-riskier shots for the media to not make him seem bad? But I say if they put Shadur Sanders out there, they might let him air it out just to see if he'll make mistakes or not. Just to be like, hey, this is not our guy. Look what he's doing. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's just a coaching problem. It's a head coaching problem. As you can see with other teams like the 49ers, they can coach a team no matter who is out there. And like I said before the season started, that the head coach for the Cleveland Browns, the whole organization is just bad. But I just say give them the shot. There's no harm in doing that. That's my final opinion.
All right. Yeah, okay. Rick Norman.
I got 20 minutes left, and then I have to go do my news show, the fake news show. So let's move on, Brian.
Chargers beat the Dolphins 29-27, Mike.
Nah, nothing. They suck. They both suck.
Anything. Jim, Izzy.
Like the Chargers, they shouldn't have given that much points.
Dolphins are just abysmal at home. I mean, they're 2-11 straight up as a dog. Dolphins are 1-4 against the spread at home. Tua is 4-11 straight up versus teams with winning records, and the Dolphins are 1-16 straight up versus winning teams. 1-16. Chargers win on the money line, but they do not cover.
All right. Any other thoughts on this game? Next, Patriots take down the Saints. Mike, nobody cares?
Drake May coming on. Spencer Rattler is going to be a serviceable NFL quarterback someday.
So you're liking what you're seeing out of him settling in?
I mean, I think if he had some receivers, he would be throwing for a few touchdowns here and there. I think he's, I just want to praise myself for recognizing that with a 4th or 5th round pick, you're getting a guy who's legitimately can start in this league. And if he had a good team around him, he might do pretty well. So I like his talent. And that's what I got to say about this game. But Drake May,
3 touchdowns,
looking like the deal.
Jim?
Spencer Rattler is 1-11 straight up as a starter.
I know that, Jim.
He's
developmental, Jim. Is he?
Developmental as a loser.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But Drake May, I like him a lot. I like him coming out of NC. But I mean, on paper, it seems like a good game. 261, 3 touchdowns. Spencer Rattler looks good. He's on the sand. Simple as that.
Indianapolis Colts look good. They're 5-1 on the season now. Take down the Cardinals, Mike. You're always happy when the Cardinals lose.
Yeah, Colts are better. The Cardinals played them tough. Jacoby Brissett deserves some Jacoby praise. I mean, he did a really good job running their offense, and there might even be a quarterback controversy in Arizona if he keeps throwing for 320 yards. But he did have the interception. We'll see. Jacoby Brissett, you know what he is, right? This week he's great. Next week he'll probably suck.
We know what he is. He put up 123 yards and a touchdown. Is he?
What happened with Kyler Murray? Was he injured this week?
Yeah, he's had a foot injury, and it was interesting because Greg Cosell, or not Greg Cosell, but David Chow, who's the football doc on Twitter, if you watch him, he said he really, the previous week, he noticed that Murray was really having a hard time setting on his back foot. He felt like that was affecting his mechanics, and it could be one of what he thought was one of the big issues for Murray's performances over the last couple of weeks. And so they just did the smart thing, like you were saying, Brian, like the Browns should have done with Baker a couple years ago. They just sat him out. So maybe he'll get healthy.
Yeah.
Well, he might not play for a bit, or I wouldn't say a surprise if he might finish this year out, but Call of Duty's coming out. He's injured. Yeah, I don't know. He might get traded. I don't know. I'm just saying it. I'm throwing it out there in the air.
Writings on the wall with Call of Duty.
Especially with Jacoby putting up 27 points. I mean, like, get something out of him while you can. So,
Jim, thoughts on this?
Yeah, 7-point spread on this game, big number. Didn't play it. Colts are a good football team, though. Cardinals covered the number, but didn't win the game. They weren't expected to win.
Ugly game of the week. Broncos take down the Jets 13-11. Did anyone notice? Does anyone care?
You know what? I think Bo Nix is regressing, to be honest.
He is.
A little bit.
CJ Stroud style, taking a few steps back.
They've got better talent on offense than they had last year. So why is he regressing? Look, Justin Fields has no feel for the passing game. And I hate to keep bringing up my guy, but you know what? Maybe they should go trade for Russ from the Giants, give him a 7th-round pick or something. Have Russ throw the ball and Justin run the ball. Something. They got to do something because they're just so terrible.
And Garrett Wilson got injured there at wide
receiver.
Unless they're in a suck for luck situation.
Out of all the games I decided to watch this week, this was one of them. And oh man, there's got to be something out in Europe for horrible football games. I mean, they're just getting tarnished out there. It's horrible to see it, but yeah, I mean. A lot of the offense for the Jets is just run the ball. And how much is that from seeing in practice of Justin Fields can't throw it? I mean, he is holding on to the ball too long. His receivers aren't causing separation. I mean, especially against that defense, the Broncos defense, Patrick Surtain played an awesome game, but Josh Reynolds, Andrew Beck, Mason Taylor, 2 tight ends, Josh Reynolds and Garrett Wilson are the only people who caught a pass. No more than 3 passes, 1-1, 3-3. Why are you betting on the Jets? I'll just put it that way. A horrible game. And the Broncos, why are you only putting up 13 points against a team who's 0-6?
Okay.
What are you doing? Justin Fields had -2 passing yards going into halftime.
-10 for the game, it turned out. -10.
What?
Like, what's happening?
-10 yards passing.
Like, I don't understand. The Broncos, you gotta capitalize on when the team gives you the game, and it just seemed like they wanted to lose. So, hey, just dumpster fire, trash can, Vigil AI. I'll put it that way.
It has Fields 9 of 17 for 45 yards. The team was -10 on the day, which is weird. I don't quite understand where the -10 comes in. Maybe it's returned yards on interception. I don't.
Well, okay, I was looking at a meme earlier. Let me go back and look at the game.
Yeah, either way, he's not getting it done. But I mean, compared to the Giants-Eagles game, did you expect the Eagles?
He had 45 yards passing and gave up 55 yards in sacks. So -10 net yards.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. It takes away the sacks.
But he did have -2 going into halftime.
That's crazy. Well, the Eagles finally got thrown around 17-34, losing to the Giants. Cam Scadaboo's really fun, but man, how long is he going to last, Mike?
I'm sorry, we're talking the Giants game.
Yeah, Cam Scadaboo and Jackson Dart.
Well, Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo carried them to this win on the ground. Dart doesn't throw the ball very well, not super productive. He had 1 touchdown, but mostly I think he was throwing to Scadaboo. They'll last as long as Cam Scadaboo stays healthy and doesn't get a concussion, but I think he's got CTE in his near future. He's sort of a Rocky Blyer, but with a head, not a foot. So, they're rallying around. Although I think again, the thing you have to really the story out of this game is not, to me, it's the concussion thing. It's when Jackson Dart was in the tent and Dayball went on a big rant because I think Russ threw one ball in the dirt. It looked like it either slipped out of his hand or it got batted down at the line of scrimmage. But then Dayball goes in and goes on a rant and basically screams at the doctors to get Jackson Dart back out there. That sounds like a controversy. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But the Eagles look weak. They look soft. They look tired. And remember, the thing people forget about going to Super Bowls is that you play more games than anybody else. And football takes more out of you than any other sport. And even though that Super Bowl week 20 game or 21 or 22, whatever it was they played to win the Super Bowl last year, that maybe 9 months ago, but your body takes a beating. Your body takes a beating. And I feel like that plus the loss of their coordinators might be catching up with the Eagles a little bit.
Yeah, and AJ Brown, he's been very unhappy not getting the ball thrown to him a lot, is he? Eagles drop it. I know.
Yeah, I think like Mike said, Jerry was, or somebody said Jerry Jones is fuming that we should have won that game. I mean, the Philadelphia, they lose 2 in a row. They're 4-2 now. Insane game by Scatterboo. It's a lot of jokes going around. How long is he going to last? He's speed running CTE out there. It's funny, but yeah, I mean, it just shows for the Eagles. I mean, yeah, their record, they're 4-2, but the games they're losing and how they're losing, it's just like, man, it's horrible team play. Like, what's happening? It seems like the team's crumbling, but somehow they're still positive from the way they started the season. So, great win by the Jets, but the NFC East is in a weird situation. In my opinion, it's anybody's division at the moment.
Jim.
Not the Giants. The Giants aren't going anywhere, but
Yeah, this game,
they won this game.
this game opened at Eagles 4.5, and it was bet all the way up to 7.5. So there was a lot of Eagle money on this game. Partly because the Eagles historically were 10-1 straight up on Thursday night. The Giants 1-17 straight up Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night in primetime games. 1-17 straight up. So that's the main reason there was a lot of money on the Eagles in this game. And it was, like I said, was bet up from 4.5 to 7.5. I did not play this game. This is one of those games, division game. They always play tough against each other, the Eagles and the Giants. Eagles 2-3 straight up versus the Giants in East Rutherford. Now they're 2-4.
Yep.
All right. Well, that wraps it up. Mike, you got to get ready for your thing. Do you want to show us your betting? Do you want to tell us how you bet last week?
I didn't bet anything last week because I was out of town. But
Well, at least on the pick'em.
no, I mean let's go through Jim's data. Do you have that, or you want me to
Well,
share
I was just looking for it. I couldn't find
let me share
the tweet. I was just looking for it on both TNAM football.
Let me share my screen and go find it.
Okay, let me grab that.
Go. Steelers game is the first game, Jim, or the Giants game?
Steelers.
Steelers game. Okay, so there's week 1, Steelers Bengals. Can you see that, Brian?
It is, yeah. There we go.
All right.
Steelers are. This is a Thursday night game. Steelers are favored by 5.5 in this game. Weather forecast for this game: it's going to be an outdoor game in Cincinnati. 65 degrees and thunderstorms. So this game opened at 5.5 Monday night. It is still 5.5 at Boyd Sports here in Vegas. Steelers 0-6 straight up versus the AFC North on Thursday Night Football. They are 2-9 straight up on Thursday night. Steelers are 3-2 straight up versus the Bengals in Cincinnati. Favorites of 4 points or more are 31-11-1 straight up. And the Bengals in prime time, Thursday, Sunday, and Monday night, are 2-19 straight up. This is one of these games. If you're inclined to bet football, this is one of these. I don't need this game.
Yeah, Thursday is apparently a really bad night for the Steelers. It looks like, but 5.5. Yeah.
I don't need this game.
Yeah, not touching it.
So
Yeah.
we're going to lay off the Thursday night game. The London game, which is, I think,
How many
06
London games are we going to have? I thought that was just once or twice a year. Is it every week?
It's
The answer is 2 words: too many.
Yeah, that's what you got to
this-
comment
I
like
think
that.
I think this is the last one for this year, Brian, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
This is an alternate home game for the Jaguars. They are. This is 06:30 a.m. Pacific time. Rams are a 3-point favorite at this time. It is still 3. Over under is going to be 44.5. 59 degrees in London and rain at game time. The
And
Rams
Jaguars are one of those teams that they've rumored might end up over there anyway with Sadiq Khan. No, what's the guy's name? The owner? Khan?
Sadiq Khan, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a travel every time they've got a road game.
Yeah.
The Rams are 12-5 against the spread. Matthew Stafford is 1-9 straight up in the rain and the snow. So we're forecasted to have rain in this game. The NFC is 20-12 straight up and 20-12 against the spread versus the AFC. When playing in London, the favorites are 38-10-1 straight up and 33-16 against the spread.
Rams.
So this game favors the Rams. I don't think I'll be betting this game. This next game, the Saints and the Bears. The Bears are favored by 5.5 in this game. This game, after the Monday night game, this game opened at 4.5. It was bet up to 5.5 because it's recency bias. There was a lot of money coming in on Chicago in this game, so they bumped it up to 5.5. Spencer Rattler, 1-11 straight up as a starter. The Bears are 15-33 straight up. The NFC North is 37-23-2 against the spread versus non-division opponents. The Bears are 2-5 against the spread versus the Saints. Favorites of 4 or more are 31-11-1 straight up. This could be a corner game. I don't think I'll be playing this game. Next game, Dolphins.
Before you move on to the next game, I just wanted to reference Sahid Khan or Shad Khan is the owner of the Jaguars. Sadiq Khan is the mayor of London, serving since 2016. So I was close.
Shad Khan. Yeah, you can break out your mustache on that.
Khan.
Khan.
All right. Browns. Dolphins.
Dolphins and Browns.
Khan.
The Browns opened up as a 2.5-point favorite in this game.
I believe it. I think that's easy money.
This game has been bet up to 3 points. The Browns are now a 3-point favorite. 68 degrees and rain at game time. Tua Tagovailoa is 2-12 straight up as a dog.
Who was that straight up as a dog? I forget what's the guy.
To a tag.
The quarterback of the Dolphins.
Mecca Lecca High, Mecca Heine. What's his?
Dan Marino is 2-12 straight up as a dog.
There you go.
Dolphins are 10-22 against the spread as an underdog. And the Cleveland Browns are 18-33 against the spread after a loss. So nothing real favorable about either team. If hold a gun to my head, I'll take the Browns and lay the 3.
Same.
Anything else on that, Brian? Any comments? No.
I said same. I would do it. I don't think the Browns are as bad as they've been showing. I know we're capable of more than this. I know the defense can keep us in. 1 pick 6 away from just swinging at 14 points on one. We're not this bad. I know we can beat teams like the Dolphins. I know we're better than this, and that's just the homer in me. So I would say give the 3, but that's why you don't bet on your favorite team. You know, you're not objective.
Next game, Raiders at Chiefs. This game opened at 11.5, division game. It is still 11.5 as of 2 hours ago. Weather forecast is going to be 66 degrees in Kansas City and sunny at game time. The Raiders are 10-8 against the spread versus their own division. The Chiefs are 8-12 against the spread. They are 4-2 straight up at home versus the Raiders. Patrick Mahomes is 35-6 straight up versus the AFC West. Regarding the Chiefs, teams that played the Lions the week before are 6-13 straight up, and they are 4-15 against the spread the week after. Favorites of 4 or more points are 31-11-1 straight up, and double-digit favorites, like we talked about earlier, are 11-10 against the spread, but they are 20-2 straight up. This is the division game. The Raiders historically usually play the Chiefs tough in Kansas City, but this is, I think, it's a different Raider team this year. So I will be leaving this game alone.
11.5. That's big.
11.5 is a lot of points in this
Ton.
game. Next game, Eagles. Eagles are favored by 2.5, coming off a 2-game loss against the Vikings. The Eagles are 17-10 against the spread. They are 5-2 against the spread as a road favorite. And pertaining to the Vikings, the NFC North is 37-23-2 against the spread versus non-division opponents. Not an interesting game to bet. I'll be leaving this one alone also.
How much longer is the quarterback out for the Vikings? Do we know?
I don't have info on that right now. So
Yeah,
I think it
Eagles.
was I think it was supposed to be somewhere like at least 4 weeks. I know that, somewhere around 4 weeks.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, it's tough to know what you're getting out of the backup quarterback, or if they're going to make the switch, if that's going to provide a spark or not. But just curious.
yes, as far as I know, it's still Carson Wentz.
Okay, gotcha.
Next game, Panthers. They're favored by 1.5 over the Jets. The Panthers are a miserable road team. They are 2-17-1 straight up on the road. This might be the game to save Aaron Glenn's job. The NFC is 20-12 straight up, and they are 20-12 against the spread versus the AFC. The Jets are 6-17 against the spread when the spread falls between +3 and -3. I may be playing the Jets and getting 1.5 in this game as a home dog.
By the way, according to Grok, J.J. McCarthy expected to return to practice after the Minnesota Vikings Week 6 bye, with a target return for Week 7 against the Eagles on the 19th of October, assuming he completes a full week of practice. However, his high ankle sprain recovery could extend to 8 or 9 if not fully healthy. So maybe we should know by now, but it's getting right around the time that he might swing back, if it matters. Also, Rick Norman says Omar Khan is the Steelers GM, and he likes Khan's hot dogs. Khan. All right, Panthers, Jets you gave us. What's the
Panthers, Jets. The next game is Patriots and Titans. As Mike said before, Vrabel's revenge game. He's coming back to Nashville to play the Titans. Patriots are favored by 7 points. This game opened at 7. It is still 7. The over-under is going to be relatively low. It's 41.5 is the over-under. Game time, 70 degrees and thunderstorms. Favorites of 4 or more are favored are 31-11-1 straight up. The Titans are 4-19 against the spread, and they are 0-10 against the spread at home. So this could be a Patriots money line bet.
Wow.
0-10 against the spread at home. Next game, Giants and Broncos. The Broncos are a 7-point favorite. This opened at 7. It is still 74 degrees and sunny in Denver at game time. Giants are 20-15 against the spread as a road dog. They are 5-12 against the spread as a dog. The NFC is 20-12 straight up, 20-12 against the spread versus the AFC. The Broncos are 2-4 against the spread so far in 2025. They are 19-26-1 against the spread. But the Broncos are 10-2 against the spread as a favorite. And Bo Nix this year and last is 7-1 against the spread as a home favorite. Favorites of 4 or more points are 31-11-1. 7's a big number to lay in this game. Again, the Giants are traveling across country to altitude. They're going to play at Mile High. If I had to lay the points, I would go ahead and lay the touchdown and take the Broncos.
Okay. Also, J.J. McCarthy practiced for the first time in front of cameras since his ankle injury on the Falcons. O'Connell plans to ramp things up, and they'll see on Sunday if he's ready to roll. So that's an ongoing question mark, by the way. Okay. What is it? Colts Chargers?
Colts Chargers. Chargers are a 1.5 favorite. This opened at 1.5. It is still 1.5. Big over under 48.5. Chargers are 4-7 straight up versus teams with a winning record. Not a lot of stats on this game. I would Chargers coming off a big win. Back east, coming home. Kind of like the Colts getting 1.5 in this game. Next game, Packers -6.5 at the Cardinals. I think the last couple of weeks the Packers have been overvalued. That's a big number, 6.5 to be laying on the road indoors.
Yep.
The Packers, the NFC North, 37-23-2 against the spread, non-division. Packers are 10-5-1 straight up when favored by 4 or more points. Favorites of 4 or more points are 31-11-1 straight up. Big number. Don't like the number. If I had to bet it, I would probably. Did you say Call of Duty's coming back this week?
Yeah. Isn't Kyler Murray supposed to be injured, though?
Yeah, he might not play.
Yeah. I highly doubt he'll play in general, though. I'll ask him. He'll be like, nah. He's going to go home and play the game.
Yeah, he'd be getting a lot of thumb time. All right. Next game, Redskins -1.5 at the Cowboys. Division game. Redskins are 16-10. Excuse me, against the spread. Redskins are 2-3 straight up versus the Cowboys at Dallas last 5 years. Dak Prescott 18-3 straight up versus the NFC East. Pretty good number. Prescott is 30-13 against the spread versus the NFC East. Cowboys are 19-8-1 straight up at home. But they are 5-17-1 straight up as a dog. So at this time, at game time, we don't know what the number is going to be at game time, but they are a 1.5 point dog. This game opened at 2.5 yesterday, and it was bet down to 1.5. Both numbers favoring the Redskins. Next game, Falcons at Santa Clara. 49ers are a 2.5 point favorite right now. This game opened at 49ers -3. It was bet down to 2.5. So there was Atlanta money coming in on this game. Game time is supposed to be 77 degrees and partly cloudy. Falcons are 8-19 straight up on the road. They are 5-2 straight up and against the spread on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday evening. I was checking NFL.com, and we don't know who's going to start this game right now. Anybody have any info on this? They said there's a possibility. Adam Schefter said there's a possibility that Purdy could start this game.
I don't know. I haven't read anything. But,
I'll tell you what.
Schefter reported last night that Purdy is there's a possibility he could start. If Purdy starts, he's 14-7 against the spread at home.
Okay.
And Mac Jones is 2-3 against the spread since he's been with Santa Clara. So that's something to look at. But that's a playable number. That the 2.5 is a playable number on this. If you like the 49ers, you would just go ahead and lay the 2.5. But they are decimated, especially with Fred Warner being out. I think Mike brought that up earlier. Next game, the 2 Monday night games this week, boys. Tampa Bay at Detroit.
By the way, I'm looking and Grok is telling me Purdy is expected to return from a toe injury for week 7 as he has a chance to play after missing 6. According to recent reports, he aggravated the injury week 4 against the Jags, but has not been placed on AR, indicating a likely return after increased practice participation. But if he's not cleared, Jones will get the start. So it's leaning that way, it seems.
Okay. Buccaneers and Lions. This is old NFC Central game. Buccaneers, teams that play the Santa Clara 49ers are 19-32 straight up the week after. The Lions are 41-13 straight up. They are 16-8 against the spread. The Lions are 28-10 against the spread at home. The Lions are 12-0 straight up after a loss. That's a good number.
Yeah,
12-0.
That's perfect.
Jared Goff is 38-13 against the spread indoors. The NFC North, 37-23-2 against the spread, non-division opponents, and favorites of 4 or more points are 31-11-1 straight up. That's not too big of a number, 5.5. It's doable. I think Tampa Bay is probably due for a loss. Lions probably look more tasty on the money line instead of laying the 5.5. Second Monday night game. This is going to be a pizza game for Mike and Dave.
Nice.
Texans at the Seahawks. Seahawks are favored by 3.5. This game opened at 3.5, and it is still 3.5. Over/under in this game is relatively low because they're playing the Texans. 40.5 is the over/under. Game time is supposed to be 59 degrees and partly cloudy. The only stat I actually have on this game, the NFC, is 20-12 straight up and against the spread versus the AFC. I like the 3.5. I'll be playing this game. I like the Seahawks in this game. I believe Houston's coming off a bye also. I don't think they played last week.
No.
All right.
No.
That was that the end of the list? Is there any more at the end?
No, that's it. That's the last Monday. That's the late Monday night game.
Do we only have one Monday night game this week?
No, there's two.
There's two again.
Buccaneers, Lions, and Texans and Seahawks.
Okay, I didn't. Gotcha. All right.
The Bucks in the Pacific time. The Bucks and the Lions, they kick off at 4:00 p.m. and the Seahawks is a 7 p.m. game.
Oh, okay. There we go. Double Monday nighter again. All right, Mike, do you want to roll through your picks?
Yeah. Just give me a second here.
Sure. By the way, hit subscribe, everybody. Make sure you check out Mike Bara tonight on his Toxically Masculine Tuesday show. Maybe he'll flex. Maybe somebody else could flex with me. Somebody,
All right.
there you go. Izzy. Okay, Jim's got some. Appreciate it. Mike's hands are busy. He's typed. Oh, he's back. Yes, check out his show coming up 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time.
Yes, I have to reheat my Thai food in between, but yeah, okay.
Fair
All right,
enough.
last week I was 10-5, not a great week, but not bad. No, I didn't really see the Eagles, laying an egg like they did against the Giants, but it was just one of those games. Broncos beat the Jets, Colts over Arizona, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Dallas losing to Carolina was surprising.
Mm-hmm.
I think, again, the game that Detroit, Kansas City, I think was fixed. The game I should have seen was Buffalo, Atlanta. I should have seen that. Izzy was right. I was wrong. And I also thought this was an even game. I took the Redskins at home, but the Bears and Caleb Williams, if I really believe in Caleb Williams, I got to start betting. So, okay, I have to log back in. All right, so let's go to week 7. And
by the way, we need to find a way to get these two in to the league, right? We still need to do that.
Yeah, it hasn't been done yet.
I don't remember how to do that.
We'll send them an invite, but we need an email from them, and we'll send them an
Well, Mike's coming over Monday night to eat pizza, so he can figure it out on my computer.
I'm going to take a look real quick while you go through this week's picks because I have your email. Let me see if I can find a way to do this.
Yeah, just get Izzy and Jim's emails. And Jim is acekingnogood at gmail.com.
Cox.net.
Cox.net. Okay.
And then how do you get somebody to join? I don't see the. Anyway, I'll keep looking. Go ahead.
Yeah, tech support online is not cool. Steelers, Bengals. I'd like to pick the Bengals. I just can't, even though it's a road game. It's Thursday night. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be up for the national stage. I think they're going to beat the Bengals. Rams, Jaguars in London. Who do you pick? I don't think the Jags are going to be as bad as they were last week. They don't have the whole Sunday, Monday hangover thing. But I do think the Rams are better, and they just have a way of lucking out in some games. Breaks go their way. I think right now they're sort of a blessed team. I'm going to take them. Carolina, New York. I'm not betting the Jets until they win. Bryce Young versus Justin Fields. I got to go with Bryce Young. Vegas and Kansas City. Before Jim even did his thing about how close they keep games, in Kansas City, I do think I would not bet the spread on this one at all, but I like the Chiefs on the money line. I don't see any way the Raiders win the game, especially now that the refs have decided they've got to help the Chiefs get back into the playoffs. I do expect the Raiders to play a good enough game there. Miami and Cleveland, two bad teams. I think the bad team that's playing at home and has the great defense, I'm going to take them and hope that Dylan Gabriel has a game this week. Patriots.
By the way, Mike, pause on Patriots. As I'm in here, NFL Game Picker, trying to get these two invited. It's actually tricky. On the season, you're 59-34. I am 59-34. We are neck and neck. That's crazy.
Neck and neck. I'm taking the revenge game for Mike Vrabel. I think he's going to have the team motivated. I think, look, they've got the Tennessee Titans down. Now Mike Vrabel is going to stomp on their neck, and that's going to be the end of that one. New Orleans, Chicago, like my buddy Caleb Williams at home over Spencer Rattler. Vikings, Eagles. Well, the Vikings are at home. The Eagles have been playing terrible for 2 weeks. I like the Eagles to bounce back. I think they should have had a bounce back game last week, but I think they'll have it this week. Colts versus Chargers, a Harbaugh Bowl. Jim Harbaugh played for the Colts, but I just don't think the Chargers are that good, and I think the Colts can go in and win that game, and I think that they will. Their second trip to Los Angeles this year in 3 weeks. Wild. Broncos, Giants, I'd like to say I don't like the way Bo Nix is playing, but the Broncos are at home. They have a good defense. I think Jackson Dart is going to get a little bit more confused. I think the Denver defense is going to shut down Scatterbo. I think that the Broncos win that game. Green Bay, at Arizona. I don't think Green Bay's that good either, but I'm going to take them to knock off the Cardinals and make them 2-5. Washington at Dallas. I got to go with you. This one, Izzy. I think the Cowboys pull it together for a win and pull themselves up to 3-1. Falcons at San Francisco. I'd like to pick the Falcons again, but I just don't trust Michael Penix enough to go 2 weeks in a row. especially on the road. Different player at home than he is on the road. So I'm going to go with the 49ers to keep the illusion going. They are the shakiest about to be 5-2 team I think I've ever seen, but they're going to be able to keep the illusion going maybe one more week.
Remember when the Steelers, they were like 7-1 to start a year, and you're like, that was a couple years ago. Shaky beginning.
Well, that was last year, wasn't it?
It was like 3 years ago, I feel like.
Russ also did that. They had a pretty good record.
Yeah, and then it balances out pretty quick because they're not that good.
Tampa, Detroit. I think Detroit should have won the Kansas City game. I think they deserve to win it. I think they bounced back. I think the refs probably do them some favors. Tampa is due for a loss. They're really been running on fumes here a little bit. I just think that the Lions edge them out. Houston, Seattle. You guys know I love CJ Stroud. I want him to be the Seahawks quarterback. He probably never will be the guy they should have traded up for in 2023. But I think the Seahawks are playing well. I think they'll get healthier this week, and they got an extra day of rest to get some of those guys ready, like Jordan Love or Julian Love, whatever he is, our safety, great player. I think this is a game I think is going to be a lot like last week's game, a 20-12, 23-17, 23-25 game. But I think the Seahawks squeak it out. Those are my picks.
All right. Excellent. Mike, I'm wondering, because I'm looking here, I don't have the ability to invite somebody. Maybe because you started the league, you might need to invite those two. Okay. If you want to check on that for a second, I'll run through what I did last week. As I mentioned, I tied Mike 10-5, bringing me up to 59-34 on the season. I screwed up picking Philadelphia. Should have picked the Giants. I screwed up picking Cleveland because that's a pretty good recipe for failure every time. Don't pick Cleveland ever, but I keep doing it. Dallas, Izzy, your boys let me down for sure. Detroit let me down, and so did Buffalo, but, those are considered upsets.
My Dodgers letting me down right now.
What's the score? Give me the updates in
1-0 first pitch homer gone.
To who?
Milwaukee's up.
All right. Well, there you go.
Hey, Izzy and Jim, can you guys send me your emails again in the private chat, and I'll get you invited.
All right, I'm going to go through and make my picks for week 7. The 4-1 Steelers get my choice over Cincy, even though, Joe Flacco, I do believe in them a little bit, but I'm going to pick the Steelers. Rams over Jacksonville, but I would not be surprised if that one flip-flops. Carolina, New York, I'm picking Carolina. What even are the Jets right now? What even are they, especially with an injured Garrett Wilson? Izzy, I don't know how long Garrett Wilson is out, but that's just a brutal blow for those guys. Kansas City will beat the Raiders, or the Chiefs. I'm sorry, the Chiefs will beat the Raiders, and if they can't, the referees will. Cleveland at home is going to get the win over Miami. 2 1-5 teams. Cleveland is better than this, and their defense is legit. I do believe that. You know what? I'm going to pick an upset here. I'm going to say the Titans get a second win on the season. Switching gears might make a difference, light a fire under the asses of that team. And maybe the New England Patriots aren't as good. We'll see, but I'm going to make that pick. New Orleans at Chicago. I'm taking Chicago all day here. Philadelphia, Minnesota. That's a tough one, but I will go Eagles. I don't see them losing 2 in a row. Even if they do look tired, they still are the champs. Indianapolis and Los Angeles. This is going to be a great game, I think, but I'm going to go Colts here. Would not be surprised if the Chargers pull it off. New York, Denver. I don't know what to make. Denver played so bad last week, but you know what? I'm going to take the Giants again. I'm going to take the Giants over Denver. We said Bo Nix is regressing. Let's stick with that. Green Bay will get the win over the Cardinals. Washington will beat the Cowboys. Atlanta is going to beat San Francisco, and Tampa Bay will beat Detroit. Houston, Seattle. Man, Houston finally looked decent with a bunch of touchdowns last time they played, but I think the Seattle Seahawks are a better team. I'm going to go ahead and pick them, and those are my picks on the week. Who wants to go caveman style, Jim?
Yeah, Jim will go caveman style.
There we go. Caveman styley.
Is that visible?
Yeah, let me get mine off the screen. Yes, that is visible.
That is visible. Okay, last week I went 9-6 because I took the Titans against the Raiders.
You fool.
I like Pittsburgh These are all straight up. So I'll take Pittsburgh against the Bengals. I look to see the Jaguars beating the Rams straight up. I'll go ahead and go with the Jaguars. I like the Jets. They're going to get their first win of the season against the Panthers. The Panthers are just terrible on the road. I'll take the Chiefs straight up against the Raiders. I like Brian's Browns.
Woo!
Stomp the Dolphins.
Let's go.
I like the Patriots to stomp the Titans, and I will take Chicago Bears stay on the roll. Spencer Rattler is just terrible on the road, and he's just terrible as a starter.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Terrible.
I'll take the Eagles are not going to lose 3 in a row. I think the Eagles will go ahead and beat the Vikings. This will be an interesting game for Carson Wentz, since I believe he started with the Eagles. So he's going to look forward to playing this game. I'll go ahead and take the Colts against the San Diego Chargers. I think the Colts are just a better football team, and the offensive line for San Diego is just decimated. I'll take Denver. Knicks is 7-1, straight up at home as a home favorite. I will take Green Bay to barely win the game. I don't think they cover the 6.5 though. I will take I'll take the Cowboys to win against the Redskins at home. And I will this is my tough game of the week, but I will go ahead and go with the home team. I'll take the 49ers against the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to be high as a kite after winning that game on Monday night. I will take the Detroit Lions to bounce back. Very rarely does Detroit lose 2 in a row. They will beat the Baker Mayfields.
No.
And the Seattle Seahawks will comfortably cover that 3.5. They will flat out win the game against the Texans.
All right. And those are the caveman picks for Jim Mitchell. Ez'Ryel Pickens, are you still there? Where's he at? He's on screen. There he is. He's back. By the way, Jim, what is your record on the season? I'm sorry, I missed that part. Your overall record?
I think I'm in third place, 56-37.
Okay. All right. All right. You're in striking distance. All it takes is a week or two. All it takes. All right, Izzy, you were up, sir. Caveman style.
I'm muted. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, it's a little back. You have it backward.
Backwards, but still,
But
yeah.
we'll figure.
Yeah, I don't know why it's backwards. Hold
On
on.
the season, you're what? 51 and what does that say? 51-45.
Horrible. That's what it says.
Terrible.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the backwards, but
It's
well, yeah, I'm 51-42. Horrible. Went 5-10 this week. It's trash. Let's move on to week 7. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. I'm gonna take Pittsburgh on that one. Rams, Jaguars. I'm gonna take the Jags. Especially there in London. The Jags are used to playing in London. I don't think Puka Nacua is playing this week. Carolina, New York. I'm gonna take Carolina. New York's just trash. I'm tired of choosing them. Raiders, Chiefs. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. I mean, they're gonna make it the way they want to make it. New England, Tennessee. I'm gonna take New England. Coach just got fired. Browns, Dolphins. I see the Dolphins coming out with this one, unfortunately. Saints, Bears. I mean, it's the Bears to take. They just beat the Commanders. Colts, Chargers. As much as I like the Chargers, their O-line is atrocious. So I'm gonna take the Colts. And Giants, Broncos. That's gonna be a pretty good game. I'm gonna take the Broncos though. They're a mile high. I don't think Jackson Dart and Scatterboo's ready for that. Green Bay, Arizona. I'm gonna take Green Bay, even though no Kyler Murray. Hopefully, Green Bay doesn't have a long drawn out game. Washington, Dallas. As much as I'm gonna take Dallas. I'm gonna be a homer. We beat them last year. No Dak Prescott, no CD. Hopefully, hopefully our defense figures a way to get it out. But Dak Prescott should be able to score a lot of points this week. Bucks Lions. I'm gonna take I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna take the Falcons 49. I took the Falcons last week. I'm gonna take them this week. Seahawks. I'm gonna take the Seahawks once again. And then Buccaneers Lions. I'm gonna take the Lions as much as I like the Bucks. It's just I don't know. I don't see it. Philadelphia, Minnesota. I'm gonna stay a homer and I'm gonna take Minnesota because I don't want the Eagles to win at all. Bueno on the Eagles.
You're muted, Brian.
There we go. Thank you. I muted it for a particular reason. Yeah, I said that's when it gets dangerous at the casino, when you're betting on what you want to happen versus what you think will happen. That can be the heart and the mind need to be synced. Otherwise, your money will soon be flying away from you. All right, gentlemen, thank you for being here on our latest episode. Mike has his show coming up, Toxically Masculine Tuesday. Make sure you check it out. 31 minutes for now. Mike, final thoughts, final word on your way out.
No, great week. Exciting. Should be another fun week this week. Go Mariners tomorrow night.
What is it? You're up 2-0? 2
zip, going home. So let's go close this sucker out in 4 weeks, in 4 games, and go straight to the World Series.
Yeah, I hope y'all win so we could face you guys.
What
And
is
that'd be another World Series 2 in a row.
Are you up? Are you up 2-0? Is it?
No, our series started yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh, you're up 1-0.
1-0 right now. Yeah.
All right, Jim. Final word for you, sir.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we don't win.
Nice.
Win a game.
Yeah, well, that's what it feels like to be a Browns fan. Hell, a Cowboys fan at this point. Congrats to your very competitive Seattle Seahawks. I wish I knew what that felt like. At least I'm a Buckeye fan. I can root for some decent football.
That's right.
All right, gentlemen, thank you all for being here. We will see you next week. Possibly, Mike, you said at a different time. We'll sort it out. Not Tuesday.
Don't know. I'm going to the dentist next Tuesday, so I doubt I will be conscious, much less anything else.
So
Maybe we can do a Wednesday show.
Maybe we can do Wednesday afternoon.
That's gone. Someone just hit a home run.
So on that
Let's
note,
go.
thank you, everybody. We'll get you an update on the baseball playoffs next week. We appreciate you. We love you, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.
Yep, next week.
Later.
Peace.
Hi, this is Eric Metcalf, and you're watching the Unhappy Hour.
New American Media is proud to present a division of the Unhappy Hour sports show, Strictly Football.